distress at the moment there. So hello, good evening, good afternoon to everyone that's hopefully going to be watching here tonight. This is another special endurance race. This is the 2.4 hour race around the beautiful Spa-Francorchamps circuit. I am your commentator, Mike Savaloy. My co-commentator has just gone out for a little piddle, so he'll be back in just a second as we are awaiting for a few drivers to come in. We are waiting for 4 people to come in. I think Julie's Maximus is one of them, Chromedix, CSX Stephen, and I forgot the other one. So just seen some of the cars out on the track. Qualifying will start in about 5 minutes. I think my co-commentator can explain thoroughly how qualifying works, but I'll try and make it up here. So what it basically is it's pretty much the same as like in Formula 1, but it's going to be with a little bit of a difference. The qualifying one will be the drivers that have been shown on like the silver class cars. Oh, and just speaking of which, there you can see Cro-Magnon just spitted it at the chicane. Now he's got a silver on the back of his car, which means he is in the silver class. These are all GR3 cars. I don't know what on earth Crow is doing. He's just reversing his way, probably trying to get the chicane completely right. But they're qualifying one. We're going to be seeing these silver class cars, in which the 8 cars in that category will all go out for the first one. And then in qualifying 2, we will see the gold races in, which there are only 6 of them. And then in qualifying 3, it's the people that were fast enough to make it in the top 4 in qualifying 1 in the silver class, and the top 3 in the qualifying 2, the gold class. And then it will be the 7 cars will have a shootout then for the rights for pole position. I'm just waiting for my co-commentator if he's in. Are you back?
I think I'm back.
Oh yeah, he is back there. Yeah, you're back. Yep. So there he is, the AJC GT 300 champion Rascals with us in the booth. How are you doing?
I'm really excited. This is going to be a great race. If last night's practice race is anything to go by, I think we're on for something special today.
I was wanting to do there. I was wanting to watch as well. Oh, there's Kofi. Kofi's finally joined.
I had a stream up if you were around, but
I think okay. I was doing the Rocket League tournament bracket thing on Friday last night, and we got to the final too, which was amazing. But we kind of bottled it at the end. So we're getting some people joining in. Kofi Juicy's arrived, as well as Chromedix. So we're still waiting on Julie's and Stephen. I've got the stream up on my laptop.
Stephen is typing in the Discord, so I believe we will see him shortly.
Did we will?
Yeah, I had a good race with Stephen last night. We had a nice scrap that lasted quite a while. Just about managed to get him by the end, but yeah, it was a close one. I think he's going to be definitely a driver to look out for today.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because we've seen how good Law was around this track last week with that incredible battle with Inman on the last lap in the AGC Championship.
Amazing.
That was good there, like, definitely. I know Inman left one of my post comments on one of the group chats there, so hopefully my bum is going to be firmly cemented on this chair, not going to be on the edge of my seat this time. We'll talk about the categories here. So the drivers that are racing in the gold class, we've got Stephen, then we've got Chromedix, Kofi Juicy, Law, Robo, and the Finnish Kid. Stephen's driving the BMW, Chromedix in the Audi, Kofi in the Honda, Law that we're looking at in the McLaren, as well as Robocopy, and the Finnish Kid driving the BMW. In the silver class, we've got Jerry Bear driving the Lexus. Julie's, it says it's not shown as a car, but he's still not here just yet. Cro-Magnus decided to race in the Porsche, La Bomber in the Nexus, Lateral in the Porsche, Wiley in the Lexus, and why not Sean, who I think is actually new to the ARC, I think. We've not seen him on stream before, and he's driving the Aston Martin around Spa, so that's going to be interesting as well. We've got 6 people watching. Hello to the 6 people that are watching. Give this race a thumbs up, be quite appreciated too, and if you can get some subscribers too, that would be nice and all. There's Stephen. He's finally joined the room. So we're just waiting for Julius now to make an appearance. So we've got six people. Sorry, I was just about to say we've got 6 people racing in the Gold Cup, and we've got 8 in the Silver Cup. Well, technically 7 since Julius has not showed up yet, but hopefully he will come very soon. So yeah, what do you think this is going to be then, Rascal? How's it going to fare out?
Oh, it's going to be interesting to see how the strategies play out. I was just going to mention the fact that Sean is a new driver to ARC. He, I think I was in for his rookie test, and yeah, he passed. So that's why he's able to race with us today. So if you'd like to join in with these kinds of races, then just sign up to the Discord. I think the link is in the description below the video.
I think it is.
Join your, you'll be assigned to the rookie role at first. We'll have to test to see whether you're a clean driver, but if you are, then you'll be able to take part in these kinds of events. We tend to host endurance races quite regularly, but then there's also the upcoming Flashback Championship, which we've put a lot of time into organizing, and that should be a really, really exciting season.
Yes, going to have 5 different cars, or 5 different cars around different tracks. So we're about to get qualifying underway in about 5 minutes. Just about, I was talking about qualifying before you came back. Talk us in depth how qualifying works around here.
So the geniuses at in the endurance team, myself and Robo, decided that the best form of qualifying would be a knockout, and not just any kind of knockout, a 1-lap knockout. So the drivers are split into Gold and Silver Cup. That's just a restriction on the car choices and also on which qualifying session they're going to be taking part in. Q1 is for the silver drivers, so the 8 silver drivers, or 7 we currently have, are going to be battling it out. They have 4 minutes to set a qualifying lap. And the fastest 4 drivers from the Silver Cup will go through to the final pole position shootout, which will be Q3. Then we'll have the gold session, the 6 drivers taking part in gold. Of those 6 drivers, 3 will make it through to the pole position shootout. And in the pole position shootout, which will be Q3 again, it will be a 1-lap shootout, 4 minutes. Fastest time, who can get pole position. We'll see who can really handle the pressure when the going gets tough. So yeah, I don't know, I think this high pressure format is going to throw a few things up in the air. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
There's also 4, I don't know if you mentioned that, but we have 4 minutes of qualifying too, so basically, do not make a mistake or you're not going to make it into Q3, put it that way.
Yeah.
Pretty much simples.
Can't get any more pressure than that, I think.
Also for tyre compounds, you said there before the stream started that all racing on medium tyres, no softs, no hards, all on medium tyres on ×1, I think you said?
Yeah, so really low tyre wear.
Yeah, very
really low tyre wear.
And the fuel
what
is
that's going to do...
3.
Yeah, so the fuel is ×3, but the tyres are only ×1. Now what that's going to do is that's going to mean that drivers are going to have to pit based on their fuel consumption. So they're going to have to pit, every 20 minutes, half an hour. So we should be looking at every, 10 or so laps? 10, 11 laps? But the tyres should still be in good shape. So we may see drivers opting to do more than 1 stint on a set of tyres. And we'll see if anyone decides to make that strategy call, whether it pays off or whether it's a gamble too far.
And also they also have like a 5-minute break as well, and we decided to, if some of the drivers would want to come in, have a little chat on the PS4, then that'd be nice, just to give us a bit more company.
I think it's more so that they can have a little bit of a pee break.
A pee and maybe a chat. It'd be nice to actually have some insight of how their race has been. Well, that'd be quite impressive if they do that. I mean, I have heard some race drivers do tend to pee in their racing overall, so I mean, if one of them would do it on this race, I don't blame them. I wouldn't blame them at all. So qualifying Q1 for the silver class. It's going to start in a minute. Just looking here at Stephen. We have seen Stephen before when we did that that team versus team championship with CSX and ARC and IGTSH, and I'm trying to think of the other 4 teams that were in it too. And he's quite quick, so watch out for Stephen. He could be a threat to win. He's in the gold category, along with the Finnish Kid and Law, and I think Robo's in it too. I can't mind who the other 2 are. Kofi. And I don't think Julie's is going to be coming, so I think we're only going to have 7 races, I think, in the silver class. I'm afraid no sign of Julie's, not unless if he's appeared on your screen, because before that we did have a bit of problem with Julie's the last time he was racing in that 3-hour race. So here we go. I think when Robocopy changed the fuel depletion to ×3, we will get the silver class underway. Oh, a bit of a laggy there. So here they come. Here come the silver class cars making their way out on the track. 4-minute qualifying. And as you said before, it's make or break. Do not mess up your lap. Otherwise, you're not going to make it into the showdown for qualifying for your chance to get on the pole position. So out first goes La Bomba Negra, who's also driving in the AGC Championship as well as Pro Magna. Once again, famously with that purple livery. Wile E. Coyote driving a Lexus this time, not a Lamborghini, although a Lamborghini was picked for this, but it's in the gold category.
What's interesting is that Bomba Negra, Wiley, and Jerry have all gone for that Lexus that we've seen Lateral. That Lateral's been driving in the All Japan Championships. Now, I wonder whether that's a clever call. Maybe the Lexus is good for an endurance race. Maybe it's good for the track at Spa. Who knows? But it is interesting to see many drivers opting for that Lexus. Also, Lateral and Crow both going for the Porsche. So who knows? Maybe that would be maybe those would be the cars to watch out for.
Could do. Just looking here at Lateral, just making their way through No Name as Jerry Bear gets it all wrong on the exit of No Name, making their way in towards Puon and gets a ½ second penalty. There are 3 penalty burns around this track. The one at the start finish line, on the Kemmel Straight, and at Paul Freire. Those are the 3 penalty burns. So Jerry Bear will have to burn his at Paul Freire. There's a look at.
I think he's okay during qualifying. It's just during the race. If he wants to safely burn a penalty, it'll have to be in one of the allocated burn zones. Yeah.
Just looking here at Venom. He's driving the Jag. That's an interesting call there from Venom. Isn't he going to replace you in the? Get Stefania Chicano wrong. Is he racing for your car tomorrow in the AGC?
He is. So, this is Venom's warm-up event. Yeah, if you can call 2.4 hours of Spa a warm-up event, but yeah, he's driving the Jag. I really like the way the Jag feels. It's a very quick car on the straight, so we can expect to see him making a couple of overtakes in the course of this race. Yeah, we'll see what he can do. And what's Crow doing?
I think Crow's just trying to get some. I think he's just fuel burning. He's fuel burning, yeah. But he's got to be careful because, well, I mean, he'll be all right because there's there'll be like a minute to go, so he'll be fine. Just
so Bomba started his lap, and he's just coming up to he's on the Kemmel Straight now, so he's the first driver to go.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see what his sector split is.
I don't think
39.7.
39.8 roughly.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see how that compares. So Wiley does a 40.2, as does Lateral. So Bomba half a second purple. Yep, Jerry also does a 40.2. So Bomba half a second up on the rest of the field through sector 1.
I think it's just the confidence that La Bomba's having. He's getting that bit more experience. He's getting quicker and quicker as the AGC's gone on, and there he is. He's showing a lot of mettle already here in qualifying.
As I say that, Sean matches Bomba through the first sector exactly to the thousandth of a second, 39.790.
But I mean, that Aston is super quick on a straight line, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rapid.
Probably one of the It's probably one of the quickest in the silver class, I reckon.
It's it's the middle sector that makes or breaks the lap.
Yeah, that's the most important one. I mean, the first sector's all fine. It's the hairpin and then the flat out Eau Rouge Radion. It's really the second sector. That's the really tricky bit. So we're going to see La Bomba here because he's making his way through Blanchimont. That was the top.
Bomba is half a second up on Lateral through the middle sector, a second up on Wiley, 2/10 up on Jerry. So this should be a great lap from Bomba if he can hold it together through the bus stop.
Qualifying is to say that. Yeah, it's alright, it's okay. I've just noticed it on the clock there. So here comes Bomba. He's come across the line in a time of 2 minute 19.7. What can Wiley do as he makes his way towards the chicane? Lateral's got a 4/10 of a second penalty. That's going to probably not make him into Q3. So let's see what Wiley can do. He will go 2:21.9. Lateral will probably not make it with that lap time. Jerry Bear goes second with a 2 minute 20.635. So nearly a second quicker as La Bomba. Now then, let's have a look then at Why Not Sean. What can he do? He goes second, 2 minute 20.0. And I think next was Venom. And he crosses the line at 4th place, 2 minute 21.6. And then we wait for Cro Magna. It's the top 4 that will advance into Q3. Can Cro make it in and push Venom? He does. 2:21.189. And he was half a second quicker than Venom. So there you go. So it'll be La Bomba, Why Not Sean, Jerry Bear, and Cro Magna that will make it into Q3.
So let me just put these.
Oops.
To my spreadsheet, and we will be.
I was just putting it on the live timing right there. So La Bomba made Negra with that time 2 minute 19.7. Then Why Not Sean in the Aston Martin 2 minute 20.0. Then Jerry Bear 2:20.6. And then Cro Magna 2:21.1. 1.4 separating first to fourth. Venom Snake will start on the 5th row of the grid, but it just depends whoever, if he's going to start on the inside or the outside in the Go class, if they can beat Venom's time. Wiley 6th and Lateral down there in 7th.
I tell you what, that's a pretty good lap from Bomba.
That is the only time to make it in the 2:19s.
We'll see what the gold drivers are capable of, but Bomba to be 3/10 up on Sean and over almost a second up on Jerry Bear. So yeah, he's starting to show his pedigree.
Indeed, yes. I'm just writing it down too, just in case if you've made a mistake. So Wiley 2:21.
That's a good idea because I'm a little bit error prone.
993 and Lateral to 23.762. There we go.
Point. Venom did a 21.668. Okay, and now we'll let the spreadsheet do its magic.
Got some people in the chat there. Alex Gaming saying Wiley for pole. Well, that's not going to happen, unfortunately, Alex. Kofi Juicy's in here saying morning, afternoon, night savvy. RCB0683 says fellas. Techno Guy says wait. And his response was okay. And we got Darth. Darth is in here too. He'll be feeling a little bit nervous waiting for tomorrow's important race at Suzuka. Hearing that Inman might not race tomorrow.
Alright, so what's Techno saying? He said wait earlier.
Yeah, he said wait, and then RCB says okay. So I don't know.
Okay. So the driver, I'm just going to announce the drivers through to Q2. So that's Bomba.
Yeah, Bomba.
Sean. Jerry.
Yep.
And Cro Magna are the drivers that make it through to Q3.
So them 4 are going to have a fight for pole position, and we're going to keep an eye out on La Bomba's time there to see that 2:19.7. So I want to keep an eye out on that as well to see if the gold class drivers can maybe beat that lap time, or if La Bomba had some extra in the bag for that Q3. You feel he may have with that lap time. That was a stunning lap.
Well, it was a great lap from Bomba, and yeah, kind of came out of nowhere. We'll see if that translates to race pace. And well, I guess first we'll see what the gold drivers can do, because Steven, Chromatics, Kofi, Law, Robo, Finish, they'll all be looking at that and seeing, okay, maybe this is the benchmark.
I think the gold class cars would be paying attention to La Bomba, see what lines he took and what, you know, flout and all that. So they could, La Bomba could actually proper surprise there with that stunning lap time.
Yeah.
So we're just getting ready then for the gold class cars to make their way out.
Yeah.
And we got all 6 of them in here, and here we go.
Okay, so when the lobby resets, that's when gold is go. And now it's go.
And now it is time to go. So out goes the 6 racers, which I think Law is going to lead the field away. One of 2 McLarens in this race. The other is Robocopy.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad no one went for Ferrari. But, I mean, if they want to ruin their own race, that's their choice.
So there we go. We've seen Law then in the McLaren, and then Robocopy as well in the other McLaren, followed by the Finnish kid, who I've just noticed how he's got a Mika Hakkinen helmet, and he's actually got the same livery that the Hakkinen raced in the DTM. I want to say 2004 or 2005. I think, yeah. I know the Finnish kid wants for the chat when he makes his pit stop. He can probably explain it thoroughly if it is the 04-05 livery that he's got on his BMW.
I tell you what, that's a stunning livery. Really, really nice livery on that BMW. Yeah, just really classy. Kind of looks like the BMW's wearing a suit almost.
Yeah, it's very smart, that, isn't it?
It's dressed to impress. We're seeing a driver we haven't mentioned much so far is Chromatics. Now he's in the Audi.
Yep.
And I believe this is the first time that he is racing in a streamed race on our YouTube. So we'll see if, you know, if that gives extra pressure, extra incentive to perform as he passes Law on the exit of Pouhon. Yeah, the drivers still have 2 minutes to make their way around, so plenty of time to get round to the start-finish straight to start their flying laps. So Coleman chat says not to put pressure on him, but Steven is reporting back 18 flats. Well,
I was about to say that.
Yeah. So yesterday in qualifying, Nugatti and Inman posted 16.7. So, yeah. Let's see if anyone gets anywhere near that. Who do you think is going to take pole? Be quickest in the session, Savvy?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I ain't seen what Chromatics race pace is like. We know what Law is around here, and Kofi did alright in the AGC.
Kofi's just warming the tyres.
Steven, I have seen Steven race before, and he's quite quick. So okay. I think it's going to be one of them 3, or maybe the Finnish kid will make a surprise, because he's been quite decently quick too.
And he's drafting Robo at the moment. So,
yeah, so he's
we'll
going to
see
get a
if
good
he
toe
gets
on
any
the camel.
advantage. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the times now.
Looking at Robo's time, 39.7. That's roughly the same first sector as Bomba did.
As Bomba, yeah, it's the same first sector as Bomba. Finishes half a second down, but Chromatics goes a 10th quicker than Robo, so he is on a mission, and the Audi is an excellent car in the middle sector because it can take Pouhon so much faster.
I don't know what lap time Law did in the first sector. And then looking at
Law just went even quicker than Chromatics, 39.6. So, but they're all within 2 or 3 tenths, so it's the middle sector of the lap that really makes a difference here.
Yeah, them 3 are working together then. So Steven's on the back of Law. Kofi's just got a half a second penalty, so he's not going to make it into Q3, unfortunately. And again, it's just those little bit of mistakes. You can't afford to make a penalty because you're not going to make it into Q3. Gets no name completely wrong. So I don't think Kofi's going to be making it into Q3 because he has to burn that penalty. So we're down to 5 people effectively for the 3 spots to make it into Q3, and we're just seeing Robocopy just leaving Stavelot and now making their way up towards Blanchimont.
Chromedix goes purple in the second sector by 4/10 over Robo. So this is a really good lap from Chromedix. Although Law goes even quicker. And then Steven goes quicker than Law. It's a 3-way battle between Chromedix, Law and Steven for pole at this point.
Oh, here goes Robocopy, makes their way into the chicane to do his one and only lap time. And he goes 2:18.9. Now what can the Finnish kid do? 2:19.8. So he lost a bit of ground. Now
Watch out for Chromedix.
Here comes Crow. 2:18.1. Nearly 7.5 seconds, tenths quicker than Robo. Now we're just waiting for what Law. Here comes Law. He's going to come across the line and goes only 3,500 slower than Chromedix. Stevens goes third with a 2:18.5, and it's down to and Kofi. Well, he's not going to make it anyway. So it is Chromedix, Law, and Steven that are making it in to Q3. And Robocopy's time, 2:18.9, is faster than Labamba's time. So I don't think Labamba's going to be unfortunately going on to pull. Not unless if he can actually pull at least 1.6 seconds on Chromedix's lap time. But there you go. So I'll give the I'll put up the live time in there for the people to see. So Chromedix was the fastest, 2:18.199, and he's going to make it into Q3, as well as Law, only just slower though, 2:18.234, and then Steven is the last person to make it with a 2:18.526. Robocopy 2:18.940, which will put him 8th on the grid, because it was faster than Venom's time. Alright, the Finnish kid with a 2:19.8, and he was there definitely quicker than Venom's time still, and Kofi Juicy 2:20. Even though we had the penalty, he was still quicker than Venom's time. So as far as I know, it will be Robocopy that will start 8th, Finnish kid 9th, Kofi Juicy 10th, and then you've got Venom, Wiley, and Lat 11th, 12th, and 13th. Am I correct?
I need to sort the final grid order in a minute, but what's surprising is Kofi. Kofi was very quick yesterday in practice, and he's just not quite shown it today. He's going to be starting from the tail end of the grid, when really I would expect Kofi to be quicker than that. So we might see Kofi making up in the race, who knows. I'm just going to send a message to the drivers who made it through, so that's Chromedix, Law, and Steven.
Nagati's in the chat there saying, shocked no one went for the Lambo on these settings. I would have thought that Wiley should have picked the Lambo, but even though the Lambo is in the Gold class, and since he's raced in the AGC, I think Wiley sort of missed a trick there. But there we go. Techno Guy also says the top 3 from each group is in Superpole. Actually, the silver one is top 4 according to Rascal.
Yep,
so,
silver one is top 4, so it's a 7-car shootout.
So Techno Guy, you're wrong. There we go.
Okay.
So it's the Super Bowl.
I'm just going to sort the final. I'm just going to sort the grid order of the guys who came 8th through 13, I think. Yeah.
So I said it was like it was Robo, then it was the Finnish kid, then it was Kofi.
I'm just gonna get the old spreadsheet to do that for me.
I'm just remembering it off by heart here. Like I think it was. I know it was. I know that the Gold
memory than me than Savvy.
The Gold Cup drivers were like faster than the Silver class drivers. So yeah. So it will be. What was it? So it'll be Robocopy 8th. 9th will be the Finnish kid. 10th is Kofi, and then you got Venom, Wiley, and Lateral. 11th, 12th, and 13th. Yeah.
Well done. What's interesting is that La Bomba made it into Q3 with a 19.7, and that would have got him only 5th if he were in the gold category. So this format is already throwing things up.
Oh, Lato's in here saying, messed up the end of quali, caught up much too early if I didn't mess up on pit. Well, there you go. I mean, that's the thing, you know, it's a one-lap shootout, basically, for the qualifying. You can't afford to make these mistakes, otherwise it will cost you. But, you know, I mean, even though Lato's going to start 13th place, it is still a 2.4-hour race, which is how many minutes long? Like 140 minutes, I want to say? About that, roughly?
I mean, it's almost 2.5 hours. He's got plenty of time to
make
up that gap.
It's, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, as they always say. So Super Pole is about to get underway for another 4-minute session. This is the third qualifying.
I think it's already underway, Savvy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is underway. So the 7 drivers are out, which are Law, Crow, then Stephen, La Bomba, Chromedix, Jerry, and Why Not Sean. Crow doing a bit of fuel burning, as well as Law. I didn't think the Gold Class drivers were fuel burning at all. Come to think of it, they were just going straight for it.
No, I saw Law fuel burning on the Camel Straight earlier. I saw Kofi fuel burning out of Blanchiment. So I think they were a bit. I think Steven, if I look at Law, he's definitely fuel burning right now. It looks like, I'm not sure Steven is going for the fuel burning.
I know Crow definitely is, because he's bottom of the list there. He should be.
Oh, he's massively fuel burning.
Yeah. I mean,
but maybe he just wants the space as well.
It got him into the show, so why not do it again?
Crow going for his customary purple livery.
Why not Sean is stopped going in towards Pouon.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what's happening there, but maybe he's just letting Crow go.
Maybe he was like a good few hundred meters ahead of Crow. Maybe he was trying to possibly get a toe off Crow, although he's completely lost it now.
Maybe he's doing it for a psychological advantage, to be the last driver to settle up. You know, I don't know, making things up here.
Just making his way on the left, leaving the Fania chicane, and now into Stavelot does Sean. As Law makes his way in towards the Blanchiment, followed by Stephen, then Chromedix. So you've got the gold drivers 1, 2, 3. Jerry Bear we haven't seen a lot of during the stream at the moment. He's driving the I think that is the Among Us looking livery. I know he had yeah, that is the Among Us livery. Yeah.
Yep, for the Lexus.
Obviously, Among Us is one of the most popular games now in the world, I would say, right as of now, So here we go.
I've not played it.
Neither have I. I heard it's like maybe $5, and I heard some cases that it's free, but I don't know. I'd like to play it. Right, anyways. How unprofessional me eating a Mars bar. Oh dear.
Oh, Chromedix. Really cutting it fine at Radeon. Will this give him penalty? It does.
Yes, it does. So that's the end of Chromedix penalty as he burns it on the Camel Street.
Yeah, he burns it. He's gonna have to let Jerry go, surely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chromedix.
So Crow's not gonna get the pole.
Having been the fastest in the first 2 qualifying sessions, he is not going to be in pole position today. That is tough.
Worst comes to shove, he might not actually qualify 7th. He could be a little bit higher up, but we know for a fact he's not going to get pole position. As we're looking at Crow Magnon now, he's just going on to the Camel straight away. We did see him be passed by Sean, but then Crow must have let him by again. Wanting that clean air, as you said.
I'm just looking at the first sector time. Stephen is the quickest by 1/10 over Crow, La Bomba, and then Jerry Bear is a further 10th back. So Law not quite showing his pace yet.
Do you know what Stephen kind of reminds me of? I don't know. Do you ever watch MotoGP?
Not really.
Oh, okay. There was a rider.
Sorry, Savvy. Law and Steven have set exactly the same time in the middle sector, so it's just going to be, can Law make up that 3/10 from the first sector to overhaul Steven?
I was just about to say,
it's going to be really tough.
It could be very close. But what I was about to say was, what Steven's doing is basically doing a Hector Barbera, like what Hector does. He would try and get in the slipstream of another biker so he can get a good qualifying spot, and it really annoyed a lot of the riders when he did that. Anyways, here comes Law, 2:18.4. Steven goes quicker, only just by a tenth. Jenny Bear will cross the line at 2:20.183. Then it'll be Crow Edix with a 2:24, so he's going to be dead last here. Crow La Bomba goes third, 2:19.8. He was just a tenth slower than that lap, and now we're just waiting. Oh, sorry, Why Not Sean goes third quickest, 2:19.8. And now we're just waiting for Crow Magna, who's making his way towards the chicane for the last time. And it's not probably going to challenge pole position, but it could be a decent lap time here. And he goes third, 2:19.802. Only 3/4 of a second off Steven's time. That's a really solid lap there from Crow Magna.
Yeah, that is a solid lap, a 19.1. When drivers around him have been making a few mistakes, I'm really surprised to see Chromedix getting Eau Rouge all wrong on his pressure lap. Steven Law was 2/10 quicker than Steven in the final sector. It just wasn't quite enough to overhaul that first sector where he lost 3 or 4 tenths.
So I've got the live timing up there. Steven will be on the pole position, 2:18.4 dead. Then Law 2:18.492, and then Crow Magna, who I think, by my reckoning, was about 2 seconds quicker than what he did in Q1. So that's where did he find 2 seconds there? But he's going to start third in the Porsche. Why Not Sean in fourth with a 2:19.8. Yet again, he found about maybe 1.5 seconds at least somewhere. The Bomber Negro was just a tenth slower in his Q1 lap time, but he's going to start fifth. Then Jenny Bear, and then Crow Medix, as you said, getting that penalty at Eau Rouge in 7th place.
La Bomba Negra was 0.02 of a second off Sean's time. You could not be much closer than that. So it'll be interesting to see if that translates over the course of the race into them having a very close battle.
And you got Jenny Bear too, who was only 600 slower than La Bomba's time. So pretty close battle
three
there.
Look very evenly matched.
Yeah, I think by my reckoning, you're talking about 84 thousandths of a second between Why Not Sean in fourth to Jenny Bear in sixth. So that's going to be a good battle between them, because I think they are silver class drivers, aren't they? So that's going to be a good inter-team battle. And then Crow Magna, 7 tenths quicker than Why Not Sean in that Aston.
Oh, sorry, Savvy, I'm just doing some spreadsheet stuff. Ignore me for the time being. And voila, I have the grid order.
So by my reckoning, it'll be Steven on the pole, then Law, then Crow Magna, Why Not Sean, La Bomba Negra, Jenny Bear, Crow Medix. That's the 7. Then 8th was Robocopy. 9th is the Finnish Kid. 10th is Kofi. Then 11th is Vedem. 12th is Riley, and Latido brings up the rear in 13th.
Yep, and that's the grid order. And I'm just gonna get this and make sure that everyone's happy with it. So I'm going to post this on the Discord. If I can get it. If I can't get it, then that'll be an issue. But I think I can. No, where did it go? Might have to take another screenshot. That's annoying.
People in the chat there saying good lap, Jerry. That's from Alex Gaiman. Law saying he bowls up on the exit at La Source. That's why it would cost him pole position. And then Crow saying he wasn't sure where he pulled that lap off. But I mean, to do a 2:21 and just make it into Q1, and then do an absolutely stunning lap of a 2:19.1. I mean, that's That's definitely some going. I mean, how the heck do you find 2 seconds on a track like this?
He must have made a mistake in his original qualifying run, but it would have been okay. Would have just about got him into that pole position shootout, which is obviously what the first session of qualifying was all about. So he'll be happy that he managed to eradicate that mistake early on and get third on the grid. Good job, Cro-Magnon.
Must be that purple livery, that's what it was doing. Must be.
Yeah, purple's a great colour. Fantastic colour.
So, I think someone was saying in the chat there, are we going to do like a start practice? Because we don't want to get any cars that are stuck, because then that would be quite annoying if there would be any cars that were stuck.
I believe we will be doing... yeah, so Robo says stucks, then brake. So, there's going to be... I think he's going to set the grid when everybody is confirmed, and it's going to be a stuck check into a practice start, and then a brake, and then... we'll get the show underway properly.
So while the driver's having a little bit of a break, I want to talk to you about the AGC then. So how on earth have you dominated that champion in your class?
Like I said before, the Ferrari's a surprisingly good car. I think not many people have actually tried using it. It can be a little bit of a handful, but if you drive it in a certain way, it's pretty untouchable sometimes. So yeah, I just used the strength of the car, and yeah, it's been a heck of a it's been you know, it's really helped me out.
I was wondering, there's a couple of things I want to mention here. But while we get the stuck check underway, just to go a little bit off topic with the 2.4 hour races. When you had that 6% ballast on at Tokyo, and you were like really struggling on the days before the actual race, like you were really struggling. You were saying like the Ferrari's slow on straight line speed, and then you ended up just completely dominating the race. Were you sandbagging?
No, I wasn't. I promise you, I wasn't. What happened was I made mistakes in the practice races, and so I knew that I was quicker anyway. I think qualifying that day, I managed to pole it, and that was really important. That was actually critical to the win. So yeah, I managed to pole it, and then that helped me out a lot. So yeah.
So I mean, what's the difference with driving a Ferrari that's got 0% ballast to a Ferrari that's got 6% ballast? Like, what is the difference in that?
Oh, it's massive. So a Ferrari with 0% ballast is as are they doing a practice start, or are they just?
It's a stuck check. It's a stuck check.
Okay.
Just to see if all the cars were. Yeah, all the cars are good. Yeah.
Everyone seems okay. Yeah. So how should I put it this way? A Ferrari with 6% ballast is really understeery. Like it has a ton of understeer that it doesn't normally have. So usually the Ferrari is quite oversteery. At 6%, it is understeery and then oversteery. So it feels absolutely horrible to drive. Absolutely horrible. And then also,
especially at the dockyard section.
Oh
yeah,
god,
that would have been an absolute nightmare.
It felt horrific all week. And then it's slower to accelerate, so that's a problem, obviously. But otherwise, you drive it in a very similar way. I think what people haven't really picked up on is that every single race has been fuel saving. Every single race, because that's
the secret's out there, people.
yeah. So there we go. Win the championship and then give away the secret. So the secret to the Ferrari is fuel saving. It's, I think, one of the best Group 3 cars at fuel saving, other than maybe the Citroen. As I see Bombo straight lines What's going on there?
They're just having a bit of having a fun in the kitty litter there. The other thing I wanted to ask you was the Kyoto race. Now, I know you were battling with Latimer with the lead, and then you had that incident with the pair of years, and then I think you had like some significant damage, and you ended up being 16 seconds behind the leader, and you still managed to win the race. Like, how the fudge did you do that?
Oh, Kyoto is it's actually one of my best tracks. So,
oh, is it? Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyoto is one of my best tracks. I really love Kyoto. So, I was very frustrated when I had the incident, but yeah, I had practiced a lot for that one, and I kind of knew that I had a lot of pace. So, yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, there we go. And that's why you like the track, you practice a lot, and then that's how you do okay.
That's how you get good.
Well, I'm not sure I'd classify myself as good. You know, we didn't see Chile entering any races in this championship. We didn't see Law or Inman or any of those guys in the GR3. So, you know, when I eventually, if I eventually, you know, do any races against them, that will be, I guess, a clearer indication of where I stand, you know, in the community. And I really look forward to competing against those guys, because it should be some great racing.
Yeah, I think season 5 is going to start when, roughly? But is it? I heard that it could be December, or it could be when GT7 comes out. I'm not too sure.
I think season 5 is going to start next year, but we've got the flashback champs in the meantime.
And I think Chile's going to be interested in that, as well as the Gatti. So, you know, you've got some ARC fighters there racing in that, which is... When is the flashback series going to start again?
Like next week, I think.
Oh,
like
is it next week?
Soon.
Oh.
I think it's next week. It might be the week after. I'm not entirely sure, but I might actually be commentating on the flashback champs. So
I was just about to say, because I'm mainly the commentator, because I think Kobe was interested in co-commentating with me, but now his work schedule's been changed, and I think he's working from November the 1st, which is tomorrow. So, I tell you what, I hope he's going to be commentating for the finale at Suzuka. I hope so.
Well, what's interesting is that Kobu is also entering. So the reason why I'm not racing at Suzuka tomorrow is because ARC are entering a car into the ESGT Nürburgring 6 hour. And I think CSX are also entering a car into that. So Kobu might be... I thought Kobu was racing in that, and it might be interesting to, you know, see if he's going to be commentating on AJC as well as doing a stint for CSX.
Oh, fudge, they've got Stephen and Colm. They'll be fine. they've got Wise Guys there too. I've not heard Wise Guys in a while. I wonder if he's still racing with CSX, but yeah. They got some fairly decent drivers in CSX. So.
Okay, Kobe's doing both. Yeah. So, I think Kobe will have to he'll probably have to do the final stint if he's commentating AJC, because I think AJC, the All Japan Championship, I think that's going to kind of clash with the first 2 races.
Okay.
And then. Yeah, but it'll be done by the final stint as Crow gets a bit out of shape.
Yeah, I just noticed that there. Just going into Fania, nearly puts a couple of wheels on the grass there. Yeah, I would.
It's okay because it's a practice start, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, because then we'll have the break. Yeah, so yeah, I was going to say Kobe wouldn't want to miss out on the finale, considering, you know, the 500 championship is up in the air between Darth and Inman, only 2 points separating those two. So it's going to come right down to the wire. And also what I said earlier in the stream, with Inman possibly not racing in it, it could be for Darths to lose, possibly. Or if Inman has got a replacement for him.
I really, you know, I know that Darth's my teammate, but I think Inman has been stunning in the GR2s. He's been, except for Autopolis, he's been the class of that field. And yeah, I want to see if he doesn't race, because if he doesn't race, then it's because of me, because I signed him up to compete for Team Arc. If he doesn't race, I wouldn't want him to lose the championship because of that.
In that way, yeah.
Not in that way, no. So as we see them doing a practice, stacking up as they should be.
Why needs to be side by side with Crow?
Sean needs to go side by side with Crow, actually. Yeah,
he does. Yeah, I think he just finally acknowledges it now, so he's now side by side. Yeah. Lateral quite a 2 miles back, but you need to get back going. Not unless he was going to go for the long run and then go into the lead, going into the Lecombe chicane. Now this is where they'll start getting going, and away they go.
Stephen's gone. He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a testing. So we're gonna have a break, and then we're getting on with the real thing. Then I'm sure it is. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it is. Who's got a penalty already? Robo has a penalty. Must have, and Kofi. I guess I must have shortcutted Eau Rouge, but everyone seems to get it okay. No real funny business going into Les Combes, which is good. And yeah.
It was a test. Yeah, I thought it was. Good. I went all quiet then. Yeah.
Yep.
So all nice and good. Yeah, all nice and fine.
Excellent. So now everybody can have their pee-pee break before the race gets underway.
Which will be, I think Robo's going to say when it will be. Probably at about 10 on the hour, I reckon.
Something wasn't right.
Wrong car, maybe? Oh, was it because... Oh, P1 speed. Oh, do you think Stephen went off a little bit too early? Or did he... Well, was he actually going quite quick?
I'll just mention something. Remember, 96 kilometers per hour / 60 miles per hour in the stacking zone.
So that's what it'll be. I wasn't keeping track of what Stephen was doing around the
stacking. DM Charles TT in chat says, "Wish I could have raced this one. Uni got in the way. Sad face." If you could see my face right now, I'd have a sad face, because Charles is always a driver that you want to be seeing competing in ARC events. Clean, fast, exactly what you want. He'd definitely be challenging for the win today, but
and also he was your teammate when we did the Endurance Championship, where you two completely dominated that. Indeed.
Yeah, Cha-Cha Sliders, the most dominant endurance team in history. In ARC history, anyway.
Yeah, we ain't seen Chucky race on the ARC stream for a while. It'd be nice to see him back racing. Hopefully he'll be good enough to compete in Season 5, which I hope he will be.
Oh, I think he'll be competing in the Flashback Champs as well.
Oh, is he?
I think so. Charles, do you want to confirm that in chat?
I'll be watching. We've still got 19 people watching, 10 likes. So if you've not liked this video, this live race, give it a thumbs up for the 19 people that are watching. Yeah, he is competing in the flashback. Yeah. RCB 0683 says, "Yeah, I have to do the practice race in TGF last night. I'm sorry for not doing this now." I think that was the Baldy one that's there. I think that's him. So the race starts at 5:02, which will be 5 minutes until the football actually starts. And I've got one eye on my football team today, and one eye on the racing as well.
Is that Hartlepool?
Yeah, that's Hartlepool. We've got a big game today.
Who are you playing?
The top of the table, Torquay United. That's a big game. I think we're like sitting 4th in the league, and they're sitting top. So must-win game for us.
I've been to Torquay, and it's quite a nice area. So
you're not gone into 40 Towers. Is that building still up there?
Is 40 Towers in Torquay?
Yeah, that was where it was placed in Torquay. 40. Did you not know that?
I'm not gonna lie. I've not really watched 40 Towers that much. It's It's a little bit before my time. I've seen some Monty Python films, but I've not really watched Fawlty Towers much.
Oh, no, I mean, even though it's been a classic, I only did 2 series of it too. I'm more of like a. Have you ever heard of a show called Bottom?
You're a bottom?
No, Bottom. You know, Rick Mail, Adrian Edmondson.
No, I haven't heard of that.
No, I've not heard of them. Oh well, what a shit. You are missing out, definitely.
Probably. I think Spurs are playing tomorrow, so luckily I don't have to keep that much of an eye on the football because I don't really care about either Burnley or Chelsea, thankfully.
Oh, I tell you what, you've annoyed Riley here. You're saying, have you been living under a rock since you've heard of Fawlty Towers?
I've heard of it. Oh no, he's talking about Bottom.
Oh, Bottom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bottom.
I wonder if Riley knows the other shows that Rick and A did, like the Young Ones, the Dangerous Bubbers, Filthy Rich and Cat Flap, maybe. See if he remembers any of them. Yeah, I think. It says Sunday. What am I looking on about? Oh, God. Sorry, I'm just checking out the football scores while we've got some time to kill. Oh yeah, Wiley does know that. Yeah, Baldy One knows Bottom too. Yeah. Oh yeah. God, bring that show back. Well, we can't bring the show back. Unfortunately, Rick's not with us, which was a terrible, terrible day. But anyway, let's get back onto some racing. Who do you think? Who do you think will win the gold class and the silver class?
Okay, so the gold class is going to be a fight between Law, Stephen. I think Kofi can. He's starting out of position, but he's a very quick boy, and we might be able to see him coming through the pack. Also, Chromedix, the fastest in the first 2 qualifying sessions. In fact, his time was quicker than Stephen's. His time in Q2 was quicker than Stephen's pole time. So, I know that he's starting from 7th. Can Chromedix and Kofi come through the pack and challenge Law and Stephen at the front? Those are my picks.
Oh well, we'll find out.
I don't have a single pick. I can't give that to you. It's a really competitive field.
I know it is. I mean, even Kobe always says to me, "Who do you think will win in AGC races?" I'm like, "No, I'm sitting on the fence here. I'm definitely sitting on the fence."
Well, you don't have to. You know,
no, I'd like to.
You can.
I prefer sitting down.
If you wanted to, you could say, you know, maybe Larascal has a chance of winning this one. You know, maybe. I'd like to think I'd have a chance of winning an AJC race. And it's a shame that I'm missing the finale tomorrow. But
well, it makes the odds. It makes the odds. You've got perfect score no matter what. So I mean, if who's replacing you? Venom. If Venom gets like a 3rd place finish, it makes the odds because that 3rd place is going to be dropped. You've ended up with 60 points. You've ended up with like the maximum points, anyways.
I mean, yeah. So that's why that's why I didn't feel particularly hard pressed to drive tomorrow, and why I'm okay with you know, driving in a different event. But yeah, it would have been. I love Suzuka, and I think Ferrari's a good car at Suzuka. So one thing to mention about tomorrow's stream is you know the first corner of Suzuka. Yeah.
Now normally that's actually called the first corner, but I actually had a chat with Kobu in regards to the commentator on the stream tomorrow. We're deciding to call the first corner Rogered, because I don't know if you watched like the other old ARC races, but we had a race there at Suzuka back in season 2, and Alex Rogers kept spinning off at that part of the track. He spun that, I think it was twice, and I think from then on I always like to call that corner Rogered. So you don't want to make a mistake going into the first corner, because you know how fast that corner is. So, like, if you spin the car, you're going to be Rogered. Like, we did another 2-hour race at that track there with the Group 2 cars. Oh, I completely hated that track at all. And
can I get a corner? Can I get a corner named after me? Because I want that.
I don't know. Put in the suggestions. You'll probably get a tick card across.
was it Samurai at Kyoto that I spun off? Can we call that corner Rascal from now on?
Well, actually, do you know, it was Lateral who made up the corner names there, so I think you got to ask Lateral for that. But I mean, it would be quite impressive if you get a response back from him. But, you know, so there we go.
He had a really good fight with Baldy yesterday in the practice race.
Yeah, we want to see Latilu do well here. He's been really unlucky with these incidents in the AJC. I think I also seen on a comment that he might not race at Suzuka, which will be a shame because, like, I don't want to end the season with him being just constantly being contact with other drivers, you know. So, you know, Latilu's had a real tough time in the AJC as we are going to get the 60-lap race underway. Here we go. Oh. So, this is it. And here is the starting grid for the 60-lapper at Spa. It is Stephen from Law, Crow, Why Not Sean, The Bomber, Jerry Bear, Chromedix, Robo, Finish Kid, Kofi, Venom, Wiley and Latilu. That is the 13-car field. Now they will start going into a single file and then they will stack up on the exit of the bus stop. And hopefully we'll get all 13 of these cars underway. Hopefully none of them will be stuck. And we are all good to go. Drivers will probably put their fuel mixture up to 6th. They're just trying to save that bit more fuel in this.
I mean, I would do that.
Yeah, it's just
very sensible.
It's the smartest way. But I've noticed there too, again talking about the AGC, that Kofi doesn't seem to do that. This time he's doing it now. He's in 6th gear, so he's learned his lesson.
Well, maybe he just puts his fuel mixture up, and he doesn't feel like he needs to, because the difference is what, only 1 or 2%, and I think what's more important is just to get the tires warmed up, because especially on 1 times tire wear, the tires actually get really cold on this formation map. At the start of the race yesterday, I think I dropped, in the practice race yesterday, I dropped down 3 or 4 positions, just because my tires weren't up to temperature, and was it the AJC race? Yeah, it was the AJC race last week. I had a really poor start where...
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, my tires just weren't up to temps, so it's more important to get the tires in the working range than it is to burn or conserve fuel, I think.
No one's got damage there from the start. Quite a colourful field actually, which is good to see. I like to see some blue and some red and some green, a little bit of yellow. That's what I like to see. So Stephen's got to be going at about, what was it, 60 miles an hour before the exit of the chicane.
Yeah, 60 miles an hour after the bus stop.
Yeah,
and
60 miles an hour.
They'll line up. Just looking at Lateral's livery here, it's green and orange, which I really like. Oh, Tropicana.
Tropicana.
Yeah, I do like Tropicana. Yeah.
Tell you what, what's happened to Sunny D? Are they still going?
I think it's an American thing. I've never had Sunny D once in my life.
Well, I've never had this before, but I've seen it in the shops here like years ago, and every time when I look into my local stores, I just don't see them at all. It's like, oh, they must have disappeared.
I'm looking at Wiley's livery now, and he's got the black, the yellow, and the red.
He's got the Belgian flag.
Yeah, it's really nice, that livery. Just going through the field, Venom is in the black Jaguar with the ARC logo. I think it's.
Go on then.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, I was going to say, I like Robocopy's one because my favourite colour's blue, so you know I'm quite biased for that.
I like Robocopy's livery as well because my favourite colour is beer, and Chime is a Belgian beer.
So here we go then. All the drivers weaving left and right to get their tyres warming up. And now Stephen can go at 60 miles an hour and they start forming up into double file formation. He's just trying to get up to 60 miles an hour. He's going at 53, which is okay.
Ooh.
Just don't want to get too much stacking up there. Don't want to make any contact. There is heavy damage there. Why not? Sean needs to get a beside Cro-Magna. He did this in the little the test start. Starting to get there now. So here we go then. And then Stephen.
So Stephen needs to stop weaving. He needs to hold his line. Okay, he does that now, and he's gone.
He went
That's
quite a bit
very
early. That's quite early. That's not in the stacking zone, so that could be under investigation. So Stephen makes his way in towards Eau Rouge, followed by Law, and then Cro-Magnon and La Bomba all over the back of Crow as they're going in towards Kemmel.
I wonder if we can give him... I wonder about that one, because it was right at the start we noticed it. Bomba's having a look at Crow.
I think there was also, why not Sean running a little bit wide at Lecoum, and I think there was a little bit of a stack up for the leader between Law and
Kofi goes down the inside of Chromedix at Malmedy.
Yeah, Kofi, yeah, and he's already working his way up through the field. He's up to 6th place after starting in 10th place. So Kofi, he's just passing the Gold Class driver, and he's up into 6th place. Good start from Kofi. He's already gained 4 spots. Uh-oh, where's Lateral? Oh no, has Lateral had a spin? Oh, you're joking me. Has Lateral had a spin?
Yeah, he's 7
He
seconds
has.
off Wile E. Coyote.
He lost it going in towards Rivage. That's a strange place to lose it there.
Oh, you got replays up. Fantastic.
Yeah, I've got replays up there. Yeah, he just lost it going in towards the Rivage turn. Not unless he was late on the brakes and nearly got into the back of Wiley. But already disappointing start for Lateral.
I tell you what, Bomba is all over the back of Cro-Magnon in that Porsche. Can he get a good run coming out of Stavolo and then make a move going into the bus stop chicane?
Here we go, riding on board then with La Bomba. And he's getting such a good run on Crow, but then Crow kind of protects the position. Going in towards Blanchimont. Also just see up ahead, Law all over the back of the BMW of Stephen as they're making their way in towards the bus stop. Crow going defensive. Didn't really need to be defensive. La Bomba was quite a bit far back.
I tell you what, I think Stephen might get away with that one because with the start, because it's his first time racing in an ARC event with the manual rolling start. Except for yesterday, I guess, but he's on pole today. I think he'll get away with that one, and he'll just be given a warning. You know, read the green zone. And nothing really happened as a result of it, so it's okay.
Looking then at Kofi time. Sorry, I'm just looking at Kofi time as he's all over the back of Why Not Sean, going in towards Radion. Kofi all over the back of Why Not, just gets it completely wrong.
Battle for the lead, Savvy.
Battle
for the lead. Law going on the outside of Stephen at Camel, and he's going to get the run going into Le Con. Is he going to go on the outside?
He's got the inside. He's got it. He's got the lead. I was just about to say La Bomba's got a second penalty. Rhino Sean had a half a second penalty. That was both because they made mistakes on the Radion bit. There's a replay then of that pass, and that was a stunning pass there from Law around the outside of Stephen there. That's an awful brave pass to make it stick.
It's a similar move to the one he made on Inman in the AJC race last week, actually. He really likes going around the outside at Le Combs. I've just noticed that Chromedix has made his way back up from 7th into 5th. He's got back past Kofi Juicy. We didn't see the move happen on stream, but
I did have
Chromedix is back up to 5th.
I was having it on stream, but then that's when you went, there's a battle for the lead, so he went to cut across to the wham. I think it was Why Not Sean had a penalty, and I think maybe Kofi got stuck behind behind Sean, and then Chromedix was there to pick up the pieces and get that 2 spots there. So up into 5th goes Chromedix. La Bomba didn't serve his penalty.
Oh, he's serving it now at
Yeah, but he actually had the second penalty at Stavolo. Sorry, not Stavolo. At Eau Rouge and at Radion, and he didn't burn the one second penalty at the Kemmel Straight. So he's down to 8th place.
He'll be okay.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Jenny Bear maybe having a look on the inside of the finish, kid. He's going to stick him behind the BMW, so La Bomba down to 8th place, but there's still plenty of time. There's another 56 laps to go until the end of this race. Law with the lead, Stephen in 2nd, Crow holding on to 3rd place, and now Chromedix into 4th place, and Kofi from 10th up to 5th.
Yeah, La Bomba got
Whoa,
really
Jerry!
Labomba got really hurt by having to serve that penalty at Paul Frere, dropping from 4th to 8th place, 7th now.
7th now because
yeah,
Jenny got it all wrong at La Source there. Put a couple of wheels on the AstroTurf, which you do not want to do. Do not stick your tyres on the AstroTurf. It will upset the car, especially around Pouhon as well. That's a nasty place to stick 2 wheels on the AstroTurf there. Further back down.
Sadly, we've missed it, but Stephen is retaking the lead from Law. So they're going to be going at it all the way through the stint from what it seems.
Yeah, he must have passed it through Radion. And the pass was made before going in towards Lecum.
Yeah. But I tell you what, Law is not going away.
And neither's Crow. Neither's Cro-Magnon. He's not going away too.
I have a feeling that the 2 in the lead battling it out is allowing Crow just to keep in touch, and he's consistently just running his race right now. We'll see if he can catch them and maybe join this battle, make it a menage a trois.
You can hear it, Jerry Bear. We did see him in the top 8. He's fallen down to 10th place with that moment at La Source. And Robocop has managed to get away by in his McLaren. So it's Gold Cup Driver 1, Gold Cup Driver 2, Silver Driver 3. Then it is a Gold Cup Driver 4th, Gold Cup Driver 5th, and Gold Cup Driver 6th. So Cro-Magnon leading the way in the Silver class.
Oh, Stephen has damage. Stephen has damage, and Law has rear end damage, so we completely missed that.
I'll see if I can get a replay. No, the damage was already done.
It must have been a while back.
The damage was already done.
Because Stephen's been ahead for quite a while on this lap. And it's Law with the rear end damage.
And look at Chromedix! Look at Chromedix!
And he's put the Audi into 3rd place. Great move.
And he could take the lead here because Stephen and Law are going to be damaged here. So Chromedix and Cro-Magnon, the 2 Crows, could be 1-2 here. Because both Stephen and Law has got heavy damage on their cars. So they're going to be severely hampered, especially coming onto the straights.
It's going to throw the race wide open. Those 2, it's not what they wanted to get damaged so early on. And potentially allow drivers to catch them, you know. I remember there was a Spa race a few months ago as Crow gets a run on Chromedix around the outside, but they both got the slip from Law and Stephen in front who are having their own battle.
And they're side by side too.
Wait, is Chromedix going to go in the inside of both of them?
He's trying, he's got Stephen, he's up to 2nd, so the Audi's planted his way into that 2nd spot. Law's retaking the lead. And Kofi, look on the inside of Crow at Malmedy, didn't get it done there, but look at this, the top 5 literally all nose to tail, 1.5 seconds separating Law to Kofi, as Crow runs a little bit wide at Ravage. So he's going to lose a teensy bit of time on Stephen, just ahead.
Kofi is all over the back of Crow.
He definitely is. Going in towards Pouhon they go now. And he's backed off a little bit there. Crow missed the apex though. He's going to kick a couple of wheels on the Astro. He's at the Astro because he missed the apex at the first part, and through now goes Kofi up to 4th. And now look at this. Law defending the lead from Chromedix, but he's going to have the inside for the second part of the Fania chicane.
Oh, a touch.
A little bit of touch.
It's
Law's going to have the inside. Law's just got the inside for Stavolo. And Stephen is also there just to stick his nose in there. This is some great racing between these lot.
Oh, Chromedix gets Stavolo all wrong, and Stephen put them.
And there's more contact! More contact riding on board again with Kofi. Chromedix down to 3rd, down to 5th now. And Kofi's on the grass. What's he doing?
And Crow's made his way through all of them.
Why did he get on the grass for? I don't know why Kofi.
And all this is allowing Law in the damaged McLaren to make a break for it.
Yeah, so there was contact with Stephen and Chromedix, and then there goes Kofi. Actually, Fred. Oh, Cro-Magnon thread the eye of the needle with Chromedix and Kofi. That's why Kofi got on the grass. So Cro-Magnon gets into that 3rd place by going in the middle.
And down to 2nd.
Yeah, Crow's now in the 2nd place. We didn't see that because we caught a replay. He did it at the outside at the bus stop. Holy moly. I mean, if they're not going to be careful, it's going to allow the Finnish kid Labomba to catch up to this, and we can have a 7-car scrap for the lead. Oh my God, Crow! Absolutely sideways through Eau Rouge, and Stephen gets a great run now on him.
Yes, but with that damage, I'm not sure Stephen can actually battle with Crow because his top speed is going to be hampered. As you see, Crow is pulling away on the Camel Straight.
Yeah, Crow was touching. Oh my God, Kofi flies through! Kamikaze move, and up to third place goes Kofi. It's definitely Kofi time, is what Charles was saying.
And Chromedix, who was in second not half a lap ago, is down in fifth behind this battle.
I tell you what, the Finnish kid has probably got the best seat in the house here. Maybe Chromedix as a result there too. Robocopy's caught up to the back of La Bomba.
Yeah, so Robo in 8th place is less than 5 seconds off the lead. And so that's 8 cars within the span of 5 seconds. And we're not 10 minutes, we're 15 minutes into this race.
God above, I need to save my voice here because my voice is going to be losing as I see there Kofi looking to the inside of Crow at the Fanya. Crow shuts the door,
Crow
parks
defends.
it. Crow nicely defends, holds on to that second place. Now Kofi's around the outside. He may lose that third spot to Stephen, but again, the damage of the BMW is a bit superstitious at this moment. But now on towards
I think
the
Crow Magnus is the bottleneck. He is the cork in the bottle, so to speak. If Kofi can get past Crow Magna, he can cruise up to the back of Law.
Meanwhile, Chromedix has gone into 4th place. He's past Stephen. So again, that straight line speed, but Stephen with the damage is definitely hurting him. As Kofi has a look around the outside of Magna, and there's contact, and around goes Crow. Stephen makes us into the pits, but I think there may have been some contact.
No, he doesn't. We need a replay of that, Savvy.
Let's have a look at a replay. So he was late on the brakes. Oh, he just lost the traction. He lost traction. There was no contact with Kofi and Crow Magna. It was just Crow just got on the power a bit too early, and around went the Porsche. So Kofi now into 2nd place, but there was no contact.
So Kofi and Chromedix, neither of them have damage. So if you look at here, they are catching Law hand over fist as Chromedix is going down the inside of Kofi. Kofi lets him go, so he knows better than to battle right now.
Yeah, I think either drivers just needs a little bit of calming down. There's another 52 laps to go. Anyway, where does Stephen came out in? Stephen comes out in 13th place. I wonder if he's doing this 5 minutes to now. I'm wondering if this is a 5-minute thing that he's doing right now.
Let me just check on Discord because it looks like he is. It looks like he is. I'm just going to check the race director chat. He has not messaged on the race director chat, but I believe he is serving with 5 minutes now, and that is possibly a sensible move because he has damage. He just needs to clear his head a bit and drive his own race.
Meanwhile, the top three are back at it. McLaren versus Audi versus Honda, and then Crow a little bit distant 4th place, and Robocopy is now worked his way up into 5th place.
So while everybody else has been tripping over each other, Robo's
Kofi's on the Astro. Kofi's a bit on the Astro. He's going to lose a bit of time. Doesn't want to lose the slipstream though, but Chromedix all over the back of the damaged Law as they're making their way in towards Blanchimon. Dear me, that was close.
He needs to plan this move carefully as he goes to the outside.
Going to the outside. Law's going to be late on the brakes, but he may have to surrender the lead, or does he? He does now. Chromedix in the lead.
And now Kofi's got to run.
We're 8 laps in, we've had about, what, 5 different lead changes. It's so good to see. Actually,
I tell you what, Law might want to use that slip. Yeah. Yeah, oh for sure, he's doing his 5 minutes. So he's going to be a couple of laps down, but we'll have to monitor the gap when he comes out. So we'll have a rough indication of how long a 5-minute stop is going to cost you. Roughly 5 minutes.
To the inside.
Yes.
Yo, Crow Magnus got a penalty, so he's lost some spot now. So Robocopy now into 4th place. Kofi's now into 2nd.
And now we'll see the Honda against the Audi. The two cars that are not damaged, they're running clear. I tell you what, Chromedix's tires look almost perfect right now. They
I wonder
look
if
pristine.
he must be a wheel user, because I know for a fact that it's a huge advantage going on wheels. As I see, they're all going very wide off of No Name, and he's going to surrender third place to Robocopy.
What a drive from Robocopy so far. 8 laps in, and he's made his way up from, was it 9th on the grid? He's now in 3rd. He's now got a podium spot.
And Kofi started 10th, and he's all over the back of the leader. How deary me. This is some insane racing already. Just to note here too that Lateral's now up into 10th place, Wiley's in 11th, and Jerry Bear in 12th. So I don't know what has happened to Jerry Bear during that stint, but it says here he's at a 2:47 on lap 4, so he may have went off on that lap. So that's how he's a bit far back, battling with Wiley. So Lateral, even though with that spin at Rivage on the first lap, he's up to 10th place, just closely followed ahead of Venom in the Jaguar in 9th place, then Why Not Sean in 8th, and then the Bomber. Cro-Magnon is still leading the silver class as he's 5th overall in the race, but leading in the silver category. The next one is La Bomba, he's sitting 2nd, and I think I've just seen their logs going into the pits, I reckon. Yeah, Laws into the pits.
Okay, so I think that he might have brought his scheduled stop early, and he's just going to go for a repair damage, or is he going to wait?
He's waiting. I think he's getting
he's refueling. He's refueling. He's not going for a long stop. So he's going to take these tires. So he's going to try and double stint these tires and repair the damage, and let's see where that puts him out. Okay.
I'm wondering if Steven should make his way out now, because it's on, says 7 minutes and 32, so it's about time he should change.
Yeah, Steven's refueling.
Steven's refueling, so he's done his 5 minutes, he's got that out of the way. And Law comes out in 12th place. Don't think he's changed tyres, I don't think. Meanwhile, he's got in a good battle going on with the 2 Lexuses just ahead.
So Steven is 5 minutes and 17:18 off the lead. I think that's the rough gap that a pit stop will that the long pit stop will be. That's roughly the pit stop delta. So as he runs very wide at Radeon, I think those tires must be. Did he change tires? Cold. Because they must be ice. They must be ice if he did not change tires, and he gets a penalty.
He gets a penalty. I don't think he changed tires at all. I think he just put fuel in the car and that was it. I mean, I wouldn't be changing tires when you're 6 laps in.
Well, see, I wouldn't ordinarily change tires, but after the long stop, I would. And the reason why is because it's going to take ages for the tires to get back up to temperature if you do not change the tires.
Just seeing here, there, Robocop is setting the fastest lap, and he's actually starting to catch up with the 2 leaders just ahead. So,
I tell you what, all 3 of them set their last lap was within a 1/10 of each other. So this is now going from a real car-to-car battle to now a pure pace battle between the 3 drivers up front. Kofi has a little bit more fuel than the other 2 though, so we'll see if that pays dividends come later on in the stint.
Chromedix goes faster, 2:17.386. Kofi Juice, Robo did a 2:17.9, so about 6 tenths slower than Chromedix. And
that's a huge lap from Chromedix. That is 8 tenths quicker than the previous quickest lap of the race. He is on a mission to build this gap over Kofi and the rest of the field.
I mean, again, let's not count out Steven too, because he has done that 5-minute pit stop. So Steven is still there.
Steven's lost 5 seconds on this outlap alone. So hopefully the tyres are now up to temperature. No, it's because yeah.
I was going to say that was because of the penalty that he had as well.
Yes. So he's had not the cleanest outlap in the world, but hopefully the car feels good again and he can now just focus on his own race.
Let's have a look further back then through the field. La Bomba was still in that 6th place ahead of Why Not Sean, and Lateral was gone into 8th place. So Lateral doing a nice recovery drive. His fastest lap is a 2:19.5, so he's got his Porsche on track now. So Lateral, from that spin on the first lap, is working his way up through the field, which is good to see.
No, it was really good to see Lateral starting to find some rhythm in the Porsche. I'm just scrolling through the field, and there appears to be a very different strategy for Jerry Bear, who's now all over the back of Wile E. Coyote. He has a lot more fuel than the rest. I don't know if he came in for a pit stop at some point, but he is all over the back of Wile E. Coyote going into Pouhon.
He's hit the Astro. He hit the Astro. I don't think there was any damage between both Jerry and Wiley. No.
Well, that's Jerry going up into 11th place, so good job there.
I mean, Pouhon is definitely one of the places that you don't want to make an overtake. Pouhon.
It's possible. It's not advisable.
You've got to have a big set of balls to do it.
I think it's more because the opportunity presented itself, because Wiley went a little bit wide. As I see, Chromedix is quite low on fuel. I expect him in within the next couple of laps, as Finish makes his first pit stop.
Finish Kid makes his first pit stop. Wonder if it's going to be the 5-minute pit stop. I think it was only just a Finish Kid that we were going to be talking about. No, he's changing tyres, so he's not going to do his 5-minute stop. He's going to come out in 12th place, I think. Through goes Jerry and Wiley. So yeah, the Finish making his first stop. Only puts 90% of fuel in his car. Didn't want to go all the way to the top there, I see.
So the race is starting to settle down a little bit, and we're seeing the leaders are all lapping with quite similar pace, and from their last laps anyway. Separated by 3 seconds between Chromedix and Robocopy in 3rd place. Cro-Magnon is now, so having battled for essentially effectively the lead, having been in the lead battle earlier on, Cro-Magnon has now dropped into a comfortable 4th.
Yeah, he's not really battling with anyone, no one ahead of him, no one behind him. The only closest real battle that's out there is for 5th place between La Bomba and Why Not Sean. I think that's the only close battle that's out there right now.
That's okay, Savvy, because we're going to see everything reset in the next half a lap when the leader is he's flashing, so he's definitely going to be coming in at the end of this lap. So we'll see where that puts him out. I think Kofi looks to have an extra lap or two on his fuel. And Robo should also be coming in at the end of this lap. He's flashing red. So I think we'll wait for this is now the pit window. So we'll see if things get reshuffled a little bit. As Chromedix comes in.
Yep, in he goes. So Kofi now takes the lead of the race. That will be I want to see the 4th different leader in this race. We've had Stephen leading, Law leading, we had Chromedix leading, now Kofi is now leading the lap. So there you go. We're what 1/5 into this race, so we've got 4 different leaders. Why Not Sean's in, Robo, as you said, is in, Venom is in. So we've got a fair few amount of drivers making their way into the pits.
A stint looks to be 10 laps, because they've done 11 laps including the formation lap, so it looks like drivers are opting for 10 lap stints here, except for Kofi, who's trying to go that extra lap.
Now, but we could see a battle going on there for 6th place. The 2 McLarens at it. Law, who made that pit stop a few laps ago, has just come out ahead. Robocop has come out ahead of Law, but Law's going to have the fresher tire. Well, the more
neither of them changed tires. Neither of them changed tires. They have exactly the same tyre wear, pretty much. Law going down the inside.
Going into Snake Coombe, and he's going to get it that 6th place, or is he? Robo trying to brave it out around the outside, and through into 6th goes Law.
A good pass from Law again at Lecon. He really likes that spot clearly for his overtaking manoeuvres. Lateral up to 5th.
Yeah, Lateral's into 5th place, but he is flashing red, so he's going to make his pit stop this time by.
Yeah.
Chromedix is just out ahead in 4th, so he's made his pit stop. First of, I want to see 4 pit stops, although Lateral gets Pouhon completely wrong.
He might be trying to do 5 stops here. Cromedix only fueled up to 75%. I don't know if that was intentional to, if that's based on the tire wear. So maybe he's calculated that only doing 17 or 18 laps for a set of is good for a set of tires. I'm not entirely sure.
Kofi's also flashing red. Crow is really low on fuel. I think he's about nearly down to about, I think that's like 2% or 1%. So Crow, Magnus going to cut it very fine.
We're expecting the top 3 to pit. So Kofi comes in and he gets the pit entry a little bit wrong, almost spins it.
Yeah, the pit lane is not the best around here, is it? It's a very tight...
I love this pit lane. You can't get it wrong at all.
Oof.
So, will Cromedix retake the lead? That's the question I've got.
I think he definitely will.
I'm not so sure because Kofi can fuel less than Cromedix to get to the same point lap.
Well, Cromedix is going into his last source hairpin right now.
Yeah. So where does Kofi come out?
Kofi will probably come out second, I reckon. Maybe just ahead of Law and Robo, we'll see. In fact, here comes Robo just exiting La Source. Through goes Law, he's going to come out in 4th.
Oh, so Kofi changed his tyres as well. So Kofi's gone for... He's changed both his tyres and refueled fully. So he should have quite a fast race car, or he should at least be able to go longer than the drivers around him. And Law, who was in the wars early on, is back up to 2nd place.
And he's got 4.3 seconds to catch up on Cromedix too, and he's just he actually lost his best lap there, 2 minute 18.287, which is like nearly a second slower than the fastest lap set by Cromedix. So
yeah,
he's starting slowly gaining a little bit on Cromedix just ahead, but he's definitely pulling away from Robo.
I tell you what, Cromedix pulled that lap out of the bag because that's his only lap in the 17s. Every other lap has been, he's done a few low 18s, but for him to pull out a low 17, that's quite good going. That he'll want more of those to try and pull away from the rest of the field. RCB in chat asks how Steven's getting on, so I'm just going to check up on him.
5 minutes 24.
Yeah, so the gap to the leader is kind of stabilized at this point. I think he's got it going again, but he's coming up on cars that are 2 laps ahead of him on track. So they don't need to get out of the way of him. In fact, there are no blue flags rules in this race anyway. So they could, he could get ahead of them and defend how he wants, but he's going to have to overtake cars that are technically ahead of him in this race right now.
So he's just all over the back of Venom, just going through the Stavelo corner. Venom's car looks a little bit laggy on my screen. I don't know what it's like on your end.
It's very laggy.
It's quite a bit laggy there. So Venom's, I think Steven's going to take a little bit more extra care trying to get by Venom. The Bomber's making his 5-minute stint in the pits, as you can see. He's not changing, or his fuel's not gone up at all.
Well,
he's lost
these
a
are
second.
Things that need to change.
Yeah,
So Bomber's message in chat, lapped in the race director chat, lap 12.
Can Steven manage to get by Venom? He does indeed. Lights up the rears off the chicane, and he's past Venom.
How's it going?
Venom's want to have a position back, or he wants it back. No, he's just going to ease off.
Yeah.
And just let Steven take the corner, take the racing line, and now he's got Why Not Sean ahead.
That's sensible driving from Venom, because he knows the race is long.
And Latto made his pit stop. He's up there in 8th place. Let's ride on board with Latto. He's actually come out ahead of Why Not Sean in the pits too, because I think prior to the pits, Sean was ahead of Latto, and now it's vice versa after they made the pit stop.
I have a feeling that Sean changed his tyres. Because...
Oh, yeah, because Latto hasn't...
yeah.
No, I don't think he has. I don't think he has.
He's got slightly fresher tyres than Latto. It's not by much. And Steven is coming on the back of both of them. So again, this is not going to be good for Steven to... if he wants to be catching the leaders, he's still got traffic to deal with. Whereas Cromedix, Law, and Robocopy all have clean air in which to just run their pace, run their lap times. Kofi too.
I tell you what, looking at the gap there, Law is starting to fly. He set another personal best, 2:18.169, so the lap times are getting quicker, but he's gained 1.7 on Chromedix now. It's 2.4 between first and second. The Robocopy 3.4 back of Law, and he's pulling away a little bit as well from Kofi in fourth, and then the leader of the silver class, Jerry Bear, in fifth, and then second in the silver class, there he is, Cro-Magnon in sixth, and then you've got the Finnish Kid in seventh, followed by Lateral in eighth, third in the silver class, and then you've got Wide Out Sean, Venom Snake in 10th, and as you can see there, that's the BMW Steven trying to get by Why Not Sean in the process.
Can someone tell me, has Jerry pitted yet? He must have pitted because he is shifting his car. He's not fuel saving much at all, so he must have pitted already, and we must have just missed it as he runs very wide at
La Source. Yeah, that's a different line there. He's going to lose a little bit of time to Kofi. Well, he is flashing red now, so I don't find. I did see earlier on his lap time that he did pit. There was like a couple of P's on his lap times, but I genuinely don't think he has actually pitted yet.
He must have done, because he's managed to go all the way to lap 15 of this race, shifting like that. You know, I know the Lexus is a pretty good car on fuel, but I don't think it's that good. So he must have come in for an early pit stop to refuel the car.
Oh, he must have heavily fuel saved.
It must have been before like lap 6.
I know, but I did notice that he did like a 240 something on lap 4, and I don't know if he went off or what have you. But I don't know if he actually pitted. Only Jerry would know that.
I tell you what, it's a good strategy call from Jerry there, just to pit, clear his head, put some fuel in the car, because his lap times since then have been, you know, his last 4 laps have been very consistent. Very impressed with Jerry right now, riding in a high 5th place. We'll see where he comes out after the pit window.
Just seeing what the gap is. I don't know what time is it when you lose time in the pits, but
probably around. I'd say 20 seconds. I'd say 20 seconds.
Yeah, so Lateral's about 15 seconds back of Crow, and now Steven is all over the back of Lateral at the Fania chicane. And you got Why Not Sean, who's 29 seconds back. I mean, that's off the leader. I mean, but going back to Jerry Bear, he is 15 seconds again. And then you've got Venom Snake, who is 20 seconds behind of Jerry Bear. So he may come out just ahead of Venom.
Can I bring
the bomber's out.
Savvy, I'm going to draw your attention back to the lead, because Law is now just under 2 seconds behind Chromedix.
Yeah, and he's just gone into the 17s now, so Law's getting quicker and quicker every lap. In fact, the last 5 laps, he's done a 2:18.3, a 2:18.2, a 2:18.1, a 2:18.0, and a 2:17.9. So he is getting quicker by every lap as Jerry makes us into the pit lane. Also to note too, Steven is ahead of La Bomba now. And they've both done their 5-minute pit stops, and the gaps between them is about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Jerry Bear is fueling up, so I don't think he's doing his 5-minute pit stop. No, he's not. He's just going out.
Steven's made his way past. Steven's made his way past the bulk of the traffic. I think Finish is a further 6 seconds up the road. So, for the time being, Steven has a clear road in front of him, and he can just focus on hitting his brake marks, going as fast as he can to try and catch the leaders.
Jerry Bear comes out just behind Venom. Wow, he's making his pit stop, but didn't put any tyres on or change any tyres, but he did fuel all the way to the top.
Yeah. So he's a little bit out of sequence with the rest of the pack. But, so his 10th place right now, he could actually be, you know, a net 7th or 8th on the road after all the pit stops play out. But, I mean, we'd have to see about this one.
I'm just wondering if he's going for like maybe like a 4-stop strategy, maybe. Well, the others is possibly going for 5.
I mean, if I were racing, I would go for a 4-stop. But I think I think that Jerry has actually done an extra pit stop over the rest of the field. So if anything, he's going for a 6-stop. But yeah, I'm just looking at the gap at the lead at the head of the field. So Law closed 3/10 on this lap, so again this battle is brewing very nicely. He should be on Chromedix within, you know, by the end of Chromedix's stint.
I'd say.
Mm.
Probably.
Yeah, that McLaren is really starting to work well, even though the tyres are a little bit worn.
Last lap comparisons then, Chromedix did a 2:18.3 compared to a 2:18.1 from Law, so he's gained 2 tenths on that lap. But also note too, as well as the fuel, I'd say there's about roughly, I want to say about maybe 15% of fuel between Chromedix to Law. And I know Law did pit early to repair that damage. But more importantly, I mean, Law and Stephen were slightly close together with that damage, and I want to see what the gap is between them. It's about 5 minutes and 4 seconds, so if Law makes us 5 minutes and now, he's going to come out just ahead of Stephen at this rate.
Well, so the interesting thing to note here is that... Oh, I'm actually looking at this, and so Law and Chromedix have a similar fuel level to Stephen, so other than the 5 minutes, they're effectively on the same pit strat, which means that I think Stephen is only 5 seconds off the lead if once everything is taken into consideration. So, and Stephen on this last lap did an 18.1, so he's right on pace with the lead cars.
Just looking here at the Finnish kid. We ain't talked about a lot about the Finnish kid, but there he is there, running up in 6th place. Doing well. Solid effort there from him. He's got Cro-Magnon just ahead in that Porsche.
Yeah, he's catching Crow. So, I think previously... I'm just, hold on, let's see the lap time comparison here. So actually he was closer to Crow. He was closer, but fell away by, his last lap was a 21 flat, so he dropped over a second to Crow. So we'll see if he can bring that gap back, and yeah, see if he can make a move on Crow, as Crow sets his personal best for the first 2 sectors, so he's flying right now. He can possibly get into the 18s with this lap.
Just noticed too with the silver category, it's a Porsche 1-2 with Lateral sitting 7th overall but 2nd in the class. And for the guy who spun on the first lap at Ravage, I mean, this is a sensational recovery drive. What is the gap between Crow to Lateral? It is about 8 seconds. So I think...
Oh, Sean ran very wide at Blanchimont. He's going to get a penalty for that and have dirty tyres for the bus stop. Needs to be a bit careful.
4/10 penalty. Yep. So Lateral was under a little bit of pressure, but Sean has to burn it at the start-finish line, which is a penalty burn. 1 of 3. He has to burn it. Now he does.
Did Crow make a mistake somewhere? Because finish is on him, and Stephen is coming back up. The both of them. So Stephen, who had great pace, who's had great pace in the stint. You know, he set a 17.6 in his last lap, only 2 tenths off the fastest lap of the race. But he's catching these two at a really inopportune moment for him when he's just gotten into his rhythm.
Maybe, not too sure there. I mean, Crow did a 2:20.1 and the Finnish kid did a 2:19.5, so he gained 8 tenths there. Slides his way through Leku. And Stephen is absolutely flying. He's really catching up on them. 5 minutes and 4 now between himself to the leader, Chromedix.
Yeah, as of last lap, Stephen is the fastest man on track.
Yeah, but that lap time, 2 minutes 17.6. He's definitely got that BMW dialed in now.
And he's on sequence with, except for the 5 minute stop, he's on sequence with the leaders.
Law's what's happened to Law? He's down in 4th place.
Oh,
he's got damage! He's got damage!
Yeah! We must have missed it somewhere.
I must have. Oh, he's got damage there. How on earth can you get damage there? Front and front right damage. Where on earth did you get that kind of damage from? Well, that's thrown the race wide open for Law not to win this now, and I think that's a Christmas bonus there to Stephen.
I tell you what, Savvy, we've still got over an hour and a half left of this. We've got 42 laps to go. I think Law will pit this lap because of the damage.
Do you think he should do his 5 minute stop? He should do his 5 minute. No, he's going to give another lap.
He stays out. I'm surprised by that. I think that kind of damage is yeah, he lost 15 seconds on that lap, so that's really cost him.
The only reason I can think that he must have made a mistake, he must have turned it early at La Source. If he does his 5-minute penalty, he could probably explain what he did to get that damage there, because he was all by himself.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by that. You know, it's an uncharacteristic mistake from Law, the man who won the All Japan Championship race in the GI2 category last week at Spa. He's struggling a little bit today. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't pit this lap.
I think if I was me, I would have pitted on that lap and served that 5-minute pit stop.
Because he's lost 7 tenths on through the. He's gonna
lose even more time. He should have just pitted in on that last lap and just served that long 5-minute pit stop. Get it out the way and then just focus for the next 40 laps. Get yourself in the zone. Meanwhile, Stephen has found a way by the Finnish kid, now trying to get ahead of Cro-Magnon, and the gap is now extended up between Crow to finish. 2.1 seconds it is now.
So Stephen didn't actually lose that much time from what it seems getting past finish. His last lap was an 18.4.
We've got 23 people watching the Lotto. Go on, give this race a thumbs up, guys. We've got 13 likes. Give it a thumbs up, people. Be appreciated.
Techno Guy asks in chat, does Chromedix have any damage? The answer is no.
No, because Law was only by himself. I know it was like maybe at least a second behind ahead of Law, but Law must have made a mistake. I'd say either at La Source Hairpin or what someone has said, maybe spun at Pouhon.
Possibly. But I'm looking at Chromedix and he is driving fantastically right now. His last 4 laps, in fact his last 5 laps.
He's gone into the 17s now.
He's gone into 17s again. So he's really putting a shift on.
I'm wondering if he was just, I don't think he was he fuel burning to let Law catch up? I want to see if Law makes his pit stop now, and indeed he does, so Law's in.
I think Chromedix didn't quite have the groove of the track there earlier on in his stint, but now he's found it again. He's relaxed a bit, and he's pushing that Audi, because this is definitely going to be his in-lap, so he really wants to probably give it everything he's got on these tyres. I'm just checking, is he waiting?
Law's putting fuel in the car. He's going to do another stint. The Finnish kid is putting fuel in his car, so he's going for yet another stint. That'll be his second stop. I think Law's done 2 stops already, hasn't he? He comes out of the pits.
So Law repairs the damage, puts on a fresh set of boots, and he's back on his merry way. I tell you who, another driver is surprising me at this point is Robocopy.
Yeah,
He's up in second place. Only 8 seconds off the lead. He could be a dark horse later on in this race. He's managing everything very well. I mean, you look at his last 7 or 8 laps, and they are solid and consistent.
If only Robo had a better qualifying spot, he'd be closer to Chromedix. So even though he did start in 8th place, I mean, Crow even started in 7th place, so they two were on the same road together. They're sitting 1-2 here, and Kofi. I thought Kofi would have caught up a little bit to Robocopy, but he's fallen back. He's got a half a second penalty now.
I think Kofi's on a completely different strategy from the leading pair. He has a lot more fuel in his car, so I reckon he's going to be able to go all the way to lap. I would say he's got, what, 33% fuel left in this car?
Roughly.
I'd say that's worth another 4 or 5 laps, so Chromedix is into the pits.
Chromedix is in, and that's going to allow Robocopy, if he's going to stay out, which he is, because he's got far more speed and more fuel.
The 5th different leader of this race, Savvy?
Yeah, 5th different leader, and we're only a third way through this race.
And I'm just checking where Stephen is, so Stephen has to pit this lap, but he is under 5 minutes behind the leader.
In fact, he's into the pits right now.
Yeah.
He's in the pits right now.
So that is a fantastic stint for Stephen. He should be very happy at how he's You know, he had a difficult opening stint, and he's back on pace. I'm not sure he's going to be ahead of the other drivers when everyone's made their 5-minute stops, but he's going to be up there, and he's definitely got the pace to challenge once again for the victory.
Here we go, puts the fuel in his BMW and sits on. He goes all the way to the top. He's going to come out just head the battle between Venom and the Finnish kid. And he's going to slot in just behind the Finnish kid going towards Eau Rouge as the marshal's waving the blue flag. So Robocopy's now lead has actually gone up now to 6.6 seconds, and it was about 4 point something the last time we saw from Kofi. So Kofi's last lap was a 2:20, which is about a second and a half slower than his previous last lap. But Chromedix comes out in that third spot, so he hasn't done his 5 minutes just yet. Cro-Magnon in fourth, Lateral now into fifth place, and he's actually getting some pressure now from Jerry Bear in that sixth place, followed by Why Not Sean. So we could have ourselves a 3-car scrap for that fifth place, although Lateral must be fuel saving because he's at 25%. And gets a couple of wheels on Pouon on the Astro.
I was about to compliment Lateral because he's driven a really solid race so far. Up in fifth place. Those tyres, they don't look amazing, but I think it's because he's been double stinting. And yeah, he's 2 seconds ahead of Jerry Bear. He's only 12-13 seconds behind Cro-Magnon. This is really strong showing.
When he made his pit stop, as Robocopy goes into the pits, I was just about to say, Lateral when he made his pit stop, he didn't change tyres, so these are the same tyres that he started the race with.
Kofi's in. Why is Kofi in?
Kofi's in there. That's 24% of fuel in the car, so that's an interesting one there. Maybe going for a short fuel stop because he'll be a little bit quicker. He'll be coming out quite closer to Robo in the process then as well, because Robo's going to add more fuel in compared to Kofi.
Robo is taking his 5-minute stop. Robo is taking his 5-minute stop. Yeah.
Okay then. So
he's messaged the chat.
Okay then. So Chromedix is back out in the lead.
So we're going to see where Robo comes out with respect to Steven, who was the first of the front runners to pit. That is Chromedix takes the lead again.
Why not? Sean's into the pits. That will be his second stop, and he's not taking his 5-minute stint.
I hope you guys are following everything that's happening. I'm struggling to a little bit. It's pretty manic.
So I want to see what the gap is then with Chromedix to Steven. So what is the gap? Where is Steven? He's down in 13th. 5 minutes
and
33.
He's over the back of Venom. He's making a move on Venom on the Camel Straight.
The laggy Venom. And he's actually catching up to La Bomba too, and he's already made his 5-minute pit stop. So that's going to be a battle for position sometime soon. In fact, Steven has got by the Jaguar of Venom.
I'm just interested to see where Robocopy will come out compared to Steven. I think that he might have had just about enough of an edge to stay ahead of him.
Oh, Crow's gone off! Crow's gone off from second place!
Oh no!
That's going into what's the Fania chicane. Let's have a look. Oh, that was a very weird moment there. He just completely lost it there. The car didn't want it down. Maybe he just carried too much speed going into Fania.
I think he missed his braking point. He must have missed his braking point.
Can I see a replay?
Or his controller did something funny at that moment. You know.
Oh, I think he just missed his braking point. He just misjudged it. He broke way too late around there. So I think it was just a mistake there on Crow's part there, because he misjudged the braking.
He did well to keep out of the wall. He did well to keep out of the wall.
But he did cost him a spot.
Good rejoin.
And meanwhile, Jerry Bear's got by Lateral. In fact, Lateral's gone into the pits.
Yeah. So that was to be expected. Lateral, you know, great second stint up into 5th place at one point. But now he's going to be pitting, probably putting on a fresh set of boots. Actually, it looks like he's taking his long stop. I think Lateral's taking his long stop now.
I don't
So
know
we're
if
starting to see. Yeah.
Go on,
So
go on, go on.
Lateral's taking his long pit stop.
I don't know if you... Oh, Jerry, careful. That could be a penalty. Got a little bit of Radion
Okay.
all wrong. No, he's fine. He's
Right.
good. I think Venom
Right,
is into the pits.
Oh, so sorry. And Venom's also taking his long stop as well.
I was just looking at the back of Jerry Bear's rear wing. It says stop unfair penalties. I don't know if it's a little stab to you guys. I don't know.
I'm not going to say anything.
So looks like Wiley is not making his 5 minute stop.
No.
Lateral, you said he is. Robo's about, how long is he into it? He's about a minute to go till the end of his 5 minute stop. So out goes Wiley. He comes out in 8th place. Venom, as you said, is making his 5 minute stop. So he's got another 4 minutes to wait.
So Steven's coming through Puon right now, and Robo has
He's actually gone by La Bomba.
Minute to go. Yeah.
And that was a battle 4 position.
Yeah.
So I could...
La Bomba still needs to make a pit stop pretty soon. His front tires look to be a little bit second-hand at this point.
I'm going to
So
say...
he might be underturned quite a lot.
I'm going to say about Robo's got about 30 seconds left until he comes out and changes tyres. So this could be close here because Steven's entering Blanchimont and Robo is he's changing tyres right now.
Changing.
So that's his 5 minutes up. Now he's putting fuel in the car. He may come out ahead of Steven, actually. I think he will do. Goes into the pits.
I think he will. Yeah, this has been...
Oh, Sean's left the room. Sean's left the room. Oh, La Bomba, careful.
And Robo is comfortably ahead of Steven. He has a 7-second gap. 10 seconds.
11
What happened to
seconds.
Steven? Did something happen to Steven?
No, he's just gone through La Source Hairpin. That's what it'll be. He'll just lose that time.
I see. I would have thought it was the other way around there, but anyway. Yeah, Steven did a 19.3 on that last lap, so something, I guess, getting past Bomba must have held him up a little bit, but still an 11-second gap to Robocopy after the 5 minute stops. That is impressive from Robocopy to be that far ahead of Steven, you know, a third of the way into this race. Very impressive.
And I tell you what, the gap between himself to Chromedix is 4 minutes 56. So if Chromedix will make his 5 minute stop, Robo's going to come out in possibly in a net the lead. Just looking here at Lateral, he's got about roughly a minute and a half left until he changes those tyres. Venom is roughly about the same time too. Or be about 10 seconds back. So let's give you a rundown then of the top 10. Chromedix in the lead. Kofi Juicy 11 seconds back in second. Then it's Jerry Bear, but he's in a battle now with Law in 4th place. The Finnish Kid in 5th, who's trying to get by La Bomba. Ooh, a bit of careful there with La Bomba and the Finnish Kid. 6th is Cro-Magna. 7th is Wiley. Then 8th is Venom Snake, 9th is Lateral, and Robocopy, who has done his 5 minute stint, is in 10th place. But more importantly, he's ahead of Steven by 11 seconds.
So we were praising Steven earlier for...
It's still plenty of
his
time.
pace.
It's still plenty of time.
I'm just shocked at how comfortably Robo was ahead of Steven there.
It's going to be roughly about time that Lateral will make his tyre change. He's probably got roughly about 20 seconds to go. I tell you what, the gap is coming down now. 4 minute 56 between Robocopy to Chromedix. I think Robo's found at least 2 seconds there.
So this is the battle for the lead, effectively. between Chromedix and Robocopy.
Indeed, yeah.
You know, they're taking their 5-minute pit stops at very different times. And they're not together on track. But they should converge later on in the race when Chromedix eventually serves his technical pit stop.
Let's have a look then further back through the field. Finish Kid is found away by La Bomba this time. It's 13 seconds adrift of Law, but Finish Kid hasn't made his 5-minute pit stop, as is Law, as is Jeddy Bear, as is Kofi, as has Chromedix, as well as Crow and Wiley. While Robo in 8th has done his 5 minutes.
So Lateral is in 11th now, 16.8 seconds behind La Bomba, but La Bomba is flashing. So I think
Lateral will get by.
He should do.
Lateral could be on. Lateral could be on for the top 5 finish here at this rate. The way he's racing,
he is only. What's the gap to Steven? Lateral is only 23 seconds behind Steven after an hour of racing. This is a very good showing from Lateral, I think, as we said before. So, you know, let's see if he gets any quicker, and maybe he can challenge the CSX driver.
I know Lateral likes this racetrack here because we did a 3-hour endurance race here many months ago when I had Techno Guy in the commentating booth. We did have 2 different lobbies in there, and Lateral actually won his class overall. So he knows his way around here, and he's definitely got that Porsche certainly dialed in at this track, and that's why he was slowly catching up to La Bomba, just ahead of him, but just a bit not. I would have thought Kofi would have been a bit closer to Chromedix, but he's starting to struggle in that Honda. Yeah, Law's gone into 3rd place now. Sorry there. Law's to 3rd. He's past Jeddy Bear.
So it seems that a lot of the drivers who we thought would be, who I thought would be challenging for the win today, they've made some mistakes, or they've just not quite been where we thought they would be. So Kofi, I know he's only running in 2nd right now, but he's not quite brought the challenge to Chromedix that we thought. I mean, we've got over half the race to go, so maybe he finds, as he slides out of Ix, runs down to Puon. He's 13 seconds off Chromedix and effectively on the same fuel strategy. So that's surprising to me. And Chromedix, I mean, what a drive from him so far.
I think I think out of the top drivers in the gold class category, I think I could only see maybe 2 drivers that have pretty much made a faultless drive at the moment. Is Chromedix and Robocopy.
Yeah, so we've seen Kofi run wide at Stavolo. We've seen Law. Well, we didn't actually see it, but he had an incident somewhere and picked up damage. So, and then Steven early on with his battling with Law. It's just enabled Chromedix to get ahead and really control the race. And he sets a 17.8, so that's a very quick lap time.
Nearly halfway through the race now. And the gap is still growing up to 13.1, but what's the gap between himself to Robocopy? 4:58. So Robo's lost a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, and Steven's catching.
I think someone's just gone into the pits just behind Robo. I don't know who that could be. That is Jeddy Bear. So Jeddy Bear's into the pits to make his 2nd pit stop. He pitted in on lap 15 and went to 26. Must not have saved enough fuel then going to the end. I don't know.
I believe that Jerry is now taking his mandatory stop. Could be
wrong.
Yeah,
he is. There's no movement, no guy putting on fuel. So yeah, Jeddy's making his 5-minute stop. So I think it's, by my reckoning, it's Jerry, Venom, and Lateral from the silver class that have done their 5-minute stint.
I think Jerry. I'm not entirely sure where he's going to come out. Possibly.
He may come up behind Lateral.
I think he'll come out ahead of Lateral. I think he'll come up between Steven and Lateral after the stop. Maybe, yeah, I think he'll be between Steven and Lateral. Because there is a 37 seconds separates those two drivers. So
You're saying that...
it was
Sorry,
it was 20. Wasn't that gap 23 seconds? What, 2 laps ago? Lateral must have had a yeah. So
yeah, La Bomba made his pit stop.
No, Lateral on lap 23. Lateral dropped 15 seconds because an out lap is usually what, a 2:14. So he's dropped 16 seconds on lap 23. I don't know what happened to Lateral, but he has dropped 15 seconds to Steven in the last couple of laps.
That was because of his out lap.
Yeah, but then he's done a 2:15, so maybe did he pit again?
No, because
He must-
when you come across the line, you're still in the pits.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's actually ahead of La Bomba, and I think La Bomba made his pit stop.
Yes, but we expected Lateral to be well ahead of La Bomba.
Yeah, so not unless if Lado has made a mistake that we didn't see on the stream. And I think that'll be the first mistake since lap 1.
Let's see what happens here. So, but Lateral is ahead of La Bomba. These two are racing for.
This is for position, but not in the class category.
No, they're both silver. They're
Oh,
both
they're both
Silver
silver.
Cup cars.
Yeah, they're both silver.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're both Silver Cup. They've got the same level of tyre wear. They've got the same fuel load. This is a straight fight between those two.
Yeah, the Lexus is more superior equipped than the Porsche, especially on the straightaways. But the Porsche does have that brakes a lot better than the Lexus.
Okay.
I mean, from experience.
I don't know if.
Oh, bumper
somehow-
sideways.
I think Kofi got my message, and he's just at a 17.8 on that last lap, which was 3/10 quicker than Chromedix. So, are we going to start to see Kofi showing his true pace
Now,
anytime soon?
I was expecting you to say, "Is it Kofi time?"
I'm only going to say that when I don't think it's Kofi time just yet. I think he's got to. I think he's got to earn that Kofi time a little bit more. We'll wait an hour possibly to see if it's Kofi time, but we're not even halfway into this race.
Oh, we're nearly 2 laps in, halfway into this race, nearly. Just noticing there too that the Finnish kid is now into 4th place. He's ahead of Cro Magna.
I think that's because Robocopy and Steven have made their pit stops. I think both of those drivers are net ahead of finish on the road.
Gap still to Robocopy to Chromedix is still 4 minute 58, so it's stabilised, but he will still be ahead of Chromedix. But the gap's coming down now, 9.2 seconds from Robo to Steven.
Chromedix had a slow lap. He lost 1.5 seconds. He did to Kofi, yeah. So I don't know if if he had a
1.3
moment.
seconds. Yeah.
But that might be the first real mistake we've seen from Chromedix all day.
And he's down
And
to less than 25% of fuel.
I wonder if he's feeling the pressure of being in the lead, you know, so significantly into this race, but he's done a very solid job so far.
Finnish kid into the pits from 4th. And we're nearly halfway through this race then.
Yeah, so that promotes Cro Magna up
And he's
into
going to serve his 5
4th.
minutes. Finnish kid is serving his 5 minutes. I did send him a party invite, so he may jump in, maybe.
He could do.
Yeah, he could do. I did send him an invite. And there he is.
Yep.
There he is.
Good evening.
How's the stint been?
Decent. Been a bit lackluster against Chrome Mag and Bomb, but it's been pretty good.
Just out of curiosity here, that livery, is that the Mika Hakkinen DTM livery from 05 or was it 04?
No, it is a M1 Pro car livery from the 70s.
Oh, was it? All right. I thought it was the actual DTM car that he raced.
No. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Well, I learn something every day.
Yeah. I asked my friend before, like, when the endurance race was announced, I asked my friend what car should I take, and livery, and he suggested M6 with the Hugo Boss livery. So that might as well.
Also noticed in there too that your helmet is Mika Hakkinen. I'm guessing he's your favourite driver.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's interesting, because my favourite F1 driver's finished too, but it's not Hakkinen. It's the other Mika.
Mika Salo.
Mika Salo, yes.
Yeah, that was before my time, though.
That was only just a wee baba when I remember Mika Salo, anyways.
Finish. Can I ask you something?
Yeah, hit me.
So, are you satisfied with your opening stint, and what can we expect? You know, who are we expecting you to be fighting against in the second half of this race?
Second half, I'd say Magner, Pro. So I hope at least, unless who knows. But I think it's going to be against Magner, and I'd say, well, consistency will be the next stint. I'll try my best. So.
I'm hoping people can actually hear the Finnish kid in the chat there, because I know some people haven't said anything, but if you can hear Finnish kid, that's perfectly fine, like.
Yeah. No, I think Finnish has his party settings on to share, so that's good. Yeah. So Fu says in chat we can. So that's good.
Alright.
So does Alex. Yeah. Yeah, Finnish. You've driven a really solid race so far.
Yeah, and, I do. Sorry for cutting you off. I do apologize to whoever was in the Jag. Silver. Venom, yeah, I do apologize. He was lagging for me.
Yeah,
so
he's been lagging on our screens too. He's been lagging.
Yeah, so I didn't punt him or push him on the side on purpose or anything. So, just to clarify.
Just looking here at the leader, Chromedix. I think he's going to make his pit stop this time by because he is flashing. Gap is up to 13.1 seconds of Kofi. So Kofi's, after that little stint that you said he was getting the push around, he's not improving, although he is setting blue at sector 2 around Blanchimont. So Kofi trying to get back on the power.
On lap 29, Kofi did the same thing as Chromedix, I think, and dropped 1.5 seconds. So the gap went back up to what it was before, which was 13 seconds. But yeah, Chromedix into the pits. What do you think of Chromedix's chances in this race finish?
I have high hopes for him, but he's gonna have a challenge against Steven, though. He's been really, like, moving out there. I was having a hard time keeping up with him after he, lapped me. Not lap at me, but get his lap back. So. But yeah, I think the finish will be very close between Steven and Chromedix.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Finish. I think your 5-minute pit stop is coming to a close soon, so
about roughly 30
so
seconds or so.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Yep. Let's get you back in the car, and good luck.
Yeah, you too, guys. Thank you.
There you go. That was an interview with the Finnish kid there. That was pretty good. That's the first time we did it, and it was perfect. Lovely.
That was fun, yeah.
That was fun. So, anyways,
I hope more drivers, if they're drivers who have yet to take their stop, if they'd like to jump in the party. I know Kofi likes to be part of the party chats whenever we have them when we're racing, so I'm sure we can get him into chat.
I did ask in the stream, in the chat on the on the stream chat here if they would be interested. It was just it was only Wiley and the Finnish kid that was out for that. I don't think Kofi was there to see it, but I don't know.
Okay.
I think Law is making his 5-minute stop, which indeed he is halfway through the race.
Savvy, I'm just looking on track, and Chromedix is just ahead of Robocopy on track. However, Robocopy has served his 5-minute pit stop, whilst Chromedix hasn't. So he's not. So these two are effectively battling for position I guess I should be the one to invite him because I
think you can, yeah, instead of me, instead of cancelling up the stream. But although, to be fair though, he's got about maybe 3 minutes left, so we could probably get a quick chat with him.
Law, yeah, I'll invite Law now since you're the one that's streaming. So
yeah. Let's see, because I would like to know how he got that front and front left suspension damage. I think it was in the second stint. Kofi's in the pits.
And Kofi pits as well, so I'm going to invite Kofi while we're at it.
I would be quite interested to see how Law picked up that damage. Not with the one with Steven early on in the race. It was just the second half of the... I think it was his second stint. I think how he got that damage. Here he comes. There he is. There's Law. Afternoon. Hello? So what happened there with that the front and the front left suspension damage? How did you get that? Was it at the first corner or no name? Oh, it says people can't hear you. I don't know where your mic is.
Savvy, do you want to go? Do you want to go to Chromedics? Just because he's battling with Chrome.
Oh, but Robo, yeah, he's trying to go down the outside. Yeah. Nearly contact with Robo, and Robo's actually unlapped himself from the leader. Yeah, I think
fantastic pass from Robo.
Yeah, that's now effectively Robocop now a full lap behind, and he's still going to come out way ahead. Chromedics flashing the lights. He's not happy.
Well, he can flash all he wants, but I mean, Chromedics is still in the lead of this race, but Robo, to be less than 2 laps down, having made his 5-minute stop, that is a critical point in this race.
And we've got Kofi in here. Kofi, can you hear us? Ground control to Major Kofi, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait a minute! I heard sound. Hello.
There we go.
There he is. Can people hear Kofi in the chat?
Just before we go on to Kofi, I just want to thank Law for joining us. I know that people can't hear him on stream, but thank you for joining us nonetheless.
I think he said.
Good luck for the second half of the race, Law.
Yeah, there he went. I think he said he went off at Lecom. I think he said.
Yeah.
That's how we got the damage there. So we were all wrong. Anyway, Kofi, how's your stint been?
It's been alright. I was trying to go for the 5-stop, but just wasn't working. The car doesn't have very good low-end torque, so I was losing a ton of time trying to save fuel, so switched over to 6-stop.
You should have picked the Ferrari.
It's just too loyal with Honda. He is with the AGC. Why not in this? Why not?
No, I'm pretty sure Kofi drives the Lexus in AJC.
Yeah, I drive the Lexus.
Yeah, well, there you go. I know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Kofi, just wanted to ask you, obviously you were planning for the 5-stop. What's your strategy now for the second half of this race to reel in the leaders?
Now it's just trying to, save a bit of fuel where I can and just push as hard as I can, because I'm only going to catch them on pace. That's the only way.
Yeah. Can we expect to see Kofi time anytime soon?
I'll try to bring it out.
Yeah?
Well, hopefully rather soon rather than later.
I want to see that Honda doing well. I think from the looks of it, you might be coming out in the midst of a battle between Robocopy and Chromedics, possibly. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can get a good show from that on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely see what is Kofi time there, eh? Definitely.
Well, I've just always been impressed with Kofi's controlled aggression when it comes to making moves. I think yesterday I got passed around the outside into the bus stop, which is, I think, a brilliant move. So, I'm looking forward to seeing you making some moves come the second half of this race, Kofi.
Yeah. Alright, my pit timer is almost 5 minutes, so...
Yeah.
You better
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks again.
And good luck for the second half of this race.
So there we go. We've got interviews from the Finnish kid, Law, and from Kofi. That's good to see. Robocopy is going to make his way into the pits this time by his flashing red, but he did set blue time in Sector 2.
Yeah, and Robocopy is 27 seconds ahead of Steven, although...
But he's made his pit stop. Stevens
yeah,
made his
Steven
pit
made
stop.
his pit stop. Yeah. So we'll see what that gap is after Robo pits.
Now Wiley's into the pit lane and he's got 90. Oh, he's just came out there. So by my reckoning, I think Chromedix, Cro-Magnon and Wiley have not served their 5 minutes just yet. So
no, they're the final three. They're the final three.
Yeah, they're the last three. Robo heads his way into the pits. Kofi is changing his tyres, put fuel on his Honda. Now where is Steven? Steven's going into the bus stop. Kofi might come out ahead of Steven. He may could. Oh, it's going to be very tight. Out goes Kofi. He's going to be ahead of Steven. Oh, are they? They're going to be side by side going in towards Eau Rouge. It's going to be very tight here. Has Kofi got the speed of the Honda? Oh, has Steven got by? He just gets ahead.
However, this happened to me yesterday where Kofi just came out of the pits and I got past him. But Kofi's going to get the mother of all runs onto the Camel Straight with that Honda. So can he use that slip and get past Steven? He's got the fresh tyres. He flashes.
He's flashing the lights. He's trying to put Steven off. Look at the run he's got in that slipstream. Holy moly, that Honda's flying. And then up
Steven lets him go.
He lets him by. I think that may be smart. That may be smart. He could actually stay in behind Kofi. Maybe save some fuel. Just sticking him behind. But I mean, there's 28 laps left though. Well 28 laps for Kofi. But it's Chromedix on lap 34.
They're only 7 seconds behind Robocopy, so this is effectively the lead of those who have made the 5-minute stop. So
and you got Law catching up too, 8.8 back. He's definitely catching.
Everyone's spread apart when they staggered their 5-minute pit stops, but now they're back together, and the battles can resume, and we can see who's really brave, who's latest on the brakes, and can take this win.
Yeah, I think Chromedix, when he makes his 5-minute pit stop, he's not going to be leading the race at all. It's going to be Robocopies for the taking at this rate. So
I'm not so sure. I mean, I'm interested to see where Chromedix comes out.
He's going to come up behind Robocopy. It's back to 4-minute 56. And also note the fact too, you've got to change your tyres too, so that's another 10-15 seconds as well, added on to the 5 minutes. So Chromedix may come out like way behind Robocopy at this rate.
Well, so no, I'm just thinking about Steven. No, because Steven is 5 minutes and 3 behind Chromedix in the lead. Okay, 5 minutes and 3. Kofi was 13 seconds behind Chromedix when he made his pit stop. So I think the pit delta is actually 4 minutes and 51. I think that Chromedix will keep the lead, the net lead over Robocopy by 3 or 4 seconds once he makes that final pit stop. But we'll have to wait and see.
Crow's into the pit lane. He's one of 3 drivers that had not made the 5-minute stop. Does he do it on this stint, or does he's doing his 5-minute stint? So it's just Chromedix and Wiley that are now yet to do their 2-minute stops. We'll give you a rundown then, as we're on lap 35 out of 60. Chromedix still leads the way, 48.8, but Crow is in the pit lane. You've got Wiley Coyote, 2 minutes and 6 back away from the leader, Chromedix. Then you've got Robo in 4th, Kofi in 5th, and it's starting to pull away from Steven in 6th. Then Law in 7th, La Bomba in 8th, Lateral in 9th, closely followed by the Finnish Kid, so that's a battle for position. Not for overall class 2, because Finnish Kid is a gold class driver, whereas Lateral was a silver one. Let's actually ride on board with the Finnish Kid, as Lateral parked this car in the middle at the Kemmel Street. So we couldn't get the position done just there. And Jerry Bear only 5.6 seconds back. Venom Snake in 12th, and he's the last runner. And unfortunately, Why Not Sean got disconnected. Looking at again at the Finnish Kid, gets a good run off Malmedy, but couldn't do anything because there was a Porsche just in front of him. Now it's towards Rivage. Nasty bump when you're going into the corner. Oh, he's all over the back of the Porsche now into No Name. Or X is what Rascal calls it. Now in towards Pouon. Very brave corner. Both of them brake very late there. Like we're getting the Porsche tail just a little bit squiggly at the back. And it's going to allow the Finnish kid to get a run now in towards the Fania chicane. Again, Laro trying to defend. Now cuts to the inside. Now goes the Finnish kid. And up into 9th position there. So that was a smart move there. Laro didn't really defend his position for anything there. So
Yeah,
nice pass there from the
not-
Finnish.
Not a typical overtaking point on track, but Finnish getting the job done, and now he can try to reel in La Bomba Negra, who is 5 seconds up the road.
And that was a nice cross-back manoeuvre. We have seen cross-back moves done before, like Inman did to Law at Autopolis, and that didn't go down well. And the Finnish kid did it on lateral, and it made it work.
I'm going to invite Crow, because let's see if he wants to give an interview. He is 3 minutes left on his mandatory pit stop. So I wonder if he will want to chat with us.
La Bomba's into the pit lane, so Finnish kid will move up a spot, as well as lateral in the process.
I'm actually going to go and take a piss because I am bursting. Excuse me.
Oh, and there was Crow, right? Just when he joins, when he's taking a wee break. Oh, it's Laro side by side with the Finnish kid at La Source. But anyway, we'll cut back to Crow. Crow, how was that first stint there, racing with the big boys up at the front?
That was good. It was fun. I was trying to keep as many of the gold drivers between me and the rest of the silver.
That must have been certainly exciting for you there that you were battling up front with Law and Stephen, who had their damage early on. But you had a little moment at the bus stop chicane on that first run there. To my view, it looks like you didn't make any contact with it. So what happened there?
No, I just this is the first time I've tried without traction control, so it's been an experience.
I think the Porsche is definitely fine with the traction control not being off there. So you're sitting there solidly. I think you've been dominating the silver class. What more would you?
Yeah, I made another mistake later and lost another 10 seconds.
The final chicane.
22 seconds down on mistakes, so I don't know where I'm going to come out at the end of this.
Yeah, but what on earth happened there? Because it looked like you mistimed your braking point.
An alarm went off on my phone and I tried to kill it real quick so it didn't continue going off. And whoops.
You could have just held it on for going into Blanchimont or whatever. That straightaway there, you could have just killed it then.
It looked like I could just hit it real quick, and then I couldn't. It didn't work out. Oops.
So what were you going to expect in this run then? You got 26 laps left.
I honestly don't know. I wasn't keeping track of laps. I was just trying to see how long I could go on it. So we'll figure it out as I'm driving.
Right, so we're still waiting for Rascal to come back from his own pit stop. And I think you've got about roughly, 30 seconds to go on your 5 minutes?
21.
21 seconds.
19.
Yeah, so we'll better let you go.
I hit my tire at the 5 minute mark, right? Can you just kick me out of the chat? I'm not going to do it myself. See you.
Alright, see you then. I think I'll let Rascal do that. So Crow's going to come out of the pits. So now Chromedix is leading, Wiley now in second, and Robocopy in that third spot, Kofi in fourth, Stephen in fifth, Law slowly catching up there to Stephen, 7.4, and then you got Jerry Bear, who is now, is he leading the silver class? I think he may have.
No, it's Wiley. But Wiley's not made it.
Alright, Wiley, yeah. Could you kick Crow out of the party chat? He was just asking to be kicked out because he's just made his 5 minute stop.
Yep, sure.
Just had a conversation with him.
Can I kick him?
Yeah, I think you can, because...
Give me a sec, I'll sort it out. Right. I might have to remove him.
It sounds so harsh to say, can we kick him?
No, but he wants to wants to concentrate,
so yeah. There's a battle going on just on the start-finish line. I wonder who that could be. Just trying to find out who that is.
I think he might. I'm not sure I can actually kick him.
Oh, do I have to do it?
No, don't do it. Shit. Excuse me.
There he goes again. That's 2 swears now. He said he wasn't going to do it.
Yeah. Limon's gut reaction. I think he's going to have to leave the party at his next pit stop because I can't find how to kick him. What's interesting is that
swear jar.
yeah, party leader has to remove them, so it's going to have to be you, unfortunately, Savvy. But I don't want to. I don't want you to take your eyes off the stream. Chromedix is about to lap Wile E. Coyote, despite the fact that those are the only two drivers who've not made their mandatory stop.
Yeah, they have no. Yeah, it's just them two. So Chromedix is going to be into a full lap lead, but he will still probably come out behind Robo and Kofi and Stephen, and maybe Law, because he is starting to catch up to Stephen. Only just though, 7.6 now away from Stephen.
I wonder when Chromedix is going to make that final pit stop, that mandatory 5 minutes. Is he going to take it at his next stop, or is he going to wait till the last possible moment, you know, maybe lap 50? Because I'd imagine...
Flashing the lights there to Wiley. And there you go, so Crow's putting a full lap now.
Yeah, Chromedix is not racing Wiley. He's a full lap ahead. You know, neither of them made their 5 minute stop, but 2 minutes, that's, yeah. Wiley knows he's not racing Chromedix.
So as you said, Chromedix and Wiley are the only two not to make their 5 minute stop. And now Chromedix does have a full lap advantage over Wiley, but Wiley is on 50% of fuel compared to just less than 25 for Chromedix, so Chromedix will possibly pit, I would say maybe 3-4 laps or so. Let's have a look where Cro-Magnon comes out, and he comes out in 10th place. The Bomber is 6 seconds in front of him and 8.7 seconds ahead of Lateral, and Lateral only just made his pit stop on lap 34. He gets a couple of wheels off on the Astro at Pouhon. That's going to cost him a fair amount of time, and has to miss the second part of the AstroTurf at Pouhon. So another mistake there from Lateral.
So Jerry's about to come to the pits. He's flashing. So I'm trying to work out the gap between Jerry and Crow. I think it's 20 seconds. So I
21
have a feeling,
seconds.
Yeah. So is Jerry? No, he stays out. Has he got enough fuel for one more lap?
Let's have a look. He must have. He's going to be running on fumes the next lap then. 2 minute 19 as well. So he must be good enough to have another lap of fuel in the car.
I wonder whether... Well, he's shifting way too high. Jerry, I'm a bit worried about him running out of fuel on this lap.
People say that I should kick Crow from the chat, because they say this causing an echo.
Alright. Yeah, you need to
Nothing's happened. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happened yet. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I could just mute him. There we go.
Radio Le Mans.
There we go, we're back.
Okay.
I've muted their Crow, so there shouldn't be any echo. Yeah, so looking again at Jelly Bear.
I can still hear Crow.
Yeah, but are you watching the stream?
No, I can hear him on my end.
Oh, on your end. Well, you can mute him on your end then too.
Yeah, but okay, I can mute him. But
yeah.
What I'm interested to know is whether or not. Oh, so the stream's fixed. Okay, perfect. That's good. That's the important thing. Okay, so the gap between Robocopy and Chromedix it's barely changed from the last two laps.
It's been roughly about 4 minute 56 to 58. It's sort of been around that region, but Kofi may be slowly catching in. In fact, he's gained that last lap there. He did a 2:17.8, whereas Robo did a 2:18.5.
Yeah,
but saying that though, Kofi's got fresher mediums though than Robo.
Yes, But that's interesting because, well, it's because he's got fresher mediums that
He's pulling away from Steven too.
he's coming. He's pulling away. Kofi's the fastest man on track right now. He was a tenth of a second quicker than Chromedix as well. So
Jerry's into the pit lane as expected. He is on fumes.
I'm not saying it.
You're not saying it just yet.
I'm so glad that Jerry made it into the pits there.
Oh, I tell you,
yeah.
Kofi's flying. 5.1 seconds now away from Robocopy, and the gap from himself to Steven is nearly 3 seconds. So Kofi's he's starting to, he's feeling it. He's feeling it now as we're into the second half of this race.
I'll tell you what, this is really nicely poised.
It is shaping up to be quite an exciting, like, last 10, 5 laps or so. It is starting to take shape. Looking at the finish, kid, just having a very quiet race by himself. A massive 45 seconds behind Law, but he's only 5.8 ahead of La Bomba. So finish kid having a fairly decent race. As Chromedix is in now, is he going to take the 5 minutes now? I would say I would say take the 5 minutes right now, because the gap with himself to Robo and Kofi are less than 5 minutes, and he's doing his 5 minutes. He's not changing tyres. He's not putting fuel. He's doing his 5 minutes.
Okay. Yep. And he's posted on the Discord that he's doing his stop. Should we get Chromedix in chat right now? Actually.
Oh, I don't know if he can speak perfect English. I don't know. Can he speak English?
I've spoken to Chromedix before. He can speak English.
Oh, okay then. I don't know. I've not heard his voice speak at all.
Yeah, he's got an Italian accent, but he can speak English. So let's find him and see if he fancies a chat.
So now that just leaves Wiley as the only guy to have not done his 5 minute stop, and still leads the silver class. Crow's still leading the gold class, but he is serving his 5 minutes.
So what's interesting to see is, where will Chromedix come out in respect to Robocopy? I have a feeling.
I think he's going to be behind Robo. I think he's going to be behind
Robo
or Kofi.
What's interesting to me is that. No, because hold on. See, Robo's gonna. Yeah, but. Oh, what's interesting is Robo's gonna have to pit soon anyway. So maybe Robo and Kofi and Steven are all gonna be ahead. But, crucially, they're gonna have to come in for a pit stop sometime soon as well. So they're now slightly out of sync. The leaders are slightly out of sync. If I'm honest, I've no clue really.
I want to say Robo can possibly do 2 more pit stops. He's got about 25% of fuel left in his car, and so that's like another 4 or so laps. But then if he's going to go the rest of the way, he might have fuel saving. 17 laps. I don't think he might have another, maybe 3. He may pit another.
I just want to monitor Kofi here.
Yeah, Kofi is catching 3.2.
Yeah. So Robo on his last lap did a 19.3, whereas Kofi did a 17.7, 1.6 seconds quicker on that last lap. So Kofi is a man on a mission, and I'm not going to say it yet. I'm not going to say it yet.
I don't think Chromedix is wanting in for the chat. I think he's too focused here. But for all you Wile E. Coyote fans, he's now leading the race. That is a 6th different driver that is leading the race. So for all you Wiley fans that are in this chat there, go absolutely mental, because Wiley is leading the 2.4 hours of Spa race.
I mean, I'm a Wiley fan, so I'm going pretty mental right now. In the Lexus as well, which I...
Steven's in the pits.
I'm trying to keep calm, okay? We've still got, what, an hour of racing left. I'm trying to, save my big voice.
So Steven comes into the pits. He's on lap 40, so he's got 1 more pit stop now, and he's 14 seconds behind Law. And what is the gap now? Less than 3 seconds, so Kofi's on it now. They got roughly the same amount of
Kofi-
fuel.
Look at Kofi's last 3 laps, Savvy.
Oh yes, consistently in the 217s, whereas Robo's hitting 219s, but they're
It's not
roughly
just
about the same
it's-
amount of fuel left with the pair of them.
It's not just consistently in the 217s. His last 3 laps have been separated by a tenth, 17.8, 17.7, 17.8. He has finally understood how to drive this NSX to its maximum, and I think we're seeing a late charge from Kofi Juicy for the win.
Going back to that 3-hour endurance race, when I was saying about Lateral won his class, he did drive the Honda NSX.
Yeah, he really wanted to drive it today as well, actually.
Gap now to 2.5 seconds. Let's see how Lateral's doing, because we ain't talked a lot about him. He's still in 11th place. I thought he'd be right up there battling with the well, maybe fighting in the top 10, but a little bit puzzled there. How long has Chromedix got? He's about possibly like another 10 seconds or so, and then that's his pit stop done. And Robocop is at the bus stop. He's at the bus stop, as well as Kofi. Here we go.
Okay. Chromedix changes tyres now.
He's got to put fuel in at least. So yeah, Robo's going to come out ahead. Robo's out ahead of Chromedix. But Robo may have to do an extra stop, because he's flashing now. No, I think they've all got 2 pit stops to go. Kofi's ahead.
So what?
And out goes Chromedix, and Law's just going to come out just ahead. So there you go, I was right. Robo is now effectively in the net lead position, and I think all the top 6, well, 2nd to 6th, have all got to pit in at least one more. If not, Robo has to pit in twice, and I think Kofi has to pit twice as well.
Robo, Kofi, Law, all have to pit again. Have to pit twice. They can't make it to the end just a one stop. Whereas Chromedix only has to pit once. So Chromedix is effectively a pit stop ahead of Law at this point.
And Steven, he did pit on lap 40.
Yeah, so Steven only has 1 stop to go. So Steven is 14 and a half seconds behind Chromedix going into the final 20 laps of this race. We've still got a lot of time. He's still got a lot of time to bring that gap up. I wouldn't panic yet if I was Steven. You know, he just has to settle down and start absolutely nailing his laps, qualifying times now, if he wants to catch Chromedix for the win.
What a time here to be a Wile E. Coyote fan now, leading the way, and he's going to be flashing red sometime soon. But this must be so good to see. He must be loving first place.
Yeah, he's a lap ahead of Robocop in 2nd as well. So, yeah
indeed.
Good job, Wiley.
Yeah. But when he makes his 5-minute pit stop, where is he going to come out of? Let's see. He's going to come out possibly in last place, actually, unfortunately. Venom Snake there is 4 minutes 7 seconds back of Wiley. So Wiley's celebration of being in first place could come out as going into last place. I just noticed that Robo was in the pits. What is the
Kofi pits.
Kofi pits as well. Law should pit too. Law should pit, and indeed he does.
Yeah. So effectively, Chromedix will now retake the effective race lead.
It's just a case of what the gap is going to be with Robo, Law, and Kofi. Right, here we go. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a tense last 10 laps. So Robocopy comes out. Crow comes out as well. There comes Steven too. Steven's going to come out ahead of Kofi, I reckon. Yeah, he does.
But is Kofi going to be able to do the same thing he did earlier to Steven?
He's a little
bit
further
get a run
back.
on the camel.
Well, he might be. Oh.
Yes, he can still get it. Oh,
careful with the curbs there, Kofi.
I'm seeing some lag. I'm seeing some lag right now.
But he's not
close enough.
He's weaving tyres. He's weaving tyres just to get the tyre temperature in. He's sliding his way through Lecombe.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Robocopy, an hour and 40 minutes into this race, is in a legitimate second place. What a drive from him so far.
Indeed. 11 seconds then is Chromedic's lead to Robo. So Robocopy and Stephen and Kofi have got to produce like at least another 10 laps of qualifying laps just to catch up to Chromedics, and then we've got ourselves a tremendous battle here for what could turn out to be well, definitely be the win.
I wonder though, can that Audi make 10 laps on fuel? Will Chromedics actually have to stop again? Have to stop twice?
No, he's got one more pit stop. He's got one more pit. Yeah.
No, I'm not convinced by that, because he's got 18 laps to go, and I know he is revving that Audi out massively. So I wonder whether he is going for, as Wiley I think makes his mandatory 5-minute pit stop. I wonder whether he can actually get to the end of the race on fuel.
I think Chromedix has got it. He's got one more pit stop. I think he's definitely got it in the bag. As Wiley does make his 5-minute stop.
Kofi's all over the back of Stephen.
Indeed, that he is as well. So let's ride on board then with Kofi making their way up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. And you can just see just ahead that blue McLaren just ahead. Still a fine line there just to get Radion alright, because it could make or break your lap time in terms of penalty. And here comes Kofi, gets the run, flashes the lights to Stephen. Stephen puts his car in the middle, now puts it onto the racing line. Here comes Kofi to the inside and through. Goes into 4th place now. Kofi Juicy into 4th.
I think Stephen has to fuel save a little bit more, because he made his penultimate pit stop a lap or two ahead of everybody else.
I think he pitted on a lap 40. So yeah, he pitted in within a lap or two ahead of Robo, Kofi and Law. I want to see how far back Law is though. 8 seconds. Still roughly the same. If only Law didn't have that damage there on the second stint. I mean, he could be right back with Robo and Kofi.
Yeah, Law will be kicking himself for that mistake. Very uncharacteristic.
It'll be a case of, what if? And that's what it'll be in Law's cases.
I think Robo isn't thinking about what if. I think right now he's thinking about what will be. He's up in second, effectively second, once they pass Wally in the pits. Only 11.5 seconds off Chromedix. So I just wonder whether he can pull Chromedix back. I think Chromedix will have to pit, from the looks of it, before the other runners.
Well, here we go. Yeah, 11 seconds. It's still stabilised, and the gap with Kofi to Robo is sort of the same too.
Wiley interview. That's a very good point. We've got 2 minutes left. We can get him. We can get Wiley Coyote.
Yeah, we can get a quick chat with him.
Just a word, and then we can get him.
Have you got him on your friends?
I've got him. Yeah. He's got engine damage. Wait, why does Wiley have engine damage? What did he do in pit entry? Was it on pit entry?
It must have been in pit entry. Has to be. There he is. There's Wiley. Hello. How did you get the engine damage? There you are. Yeah. So, what was it like then leading the race? I'm definitely sure it must have been a very emotional moment. You actually lead in the race.
They can't hear Wiley. They can't hear Wiley.
Oh,
No,
you need to share your voice, Riley. Have you got your party settings on to allow party chat?
It's fine, but I think Wiley, your pit time is coming to an end fairly
Yeah, it's coming
soon,
to an end.
so,
yeah,
there probably won't be enough time for that. But yeah, he went off a pit entry, and that's how we got engine damage. So very unfortunate for Wiley, but we're glad that we aired you for a bit, and you got to lead the race. Good luck for the final stint.
Do you know how to leave the party? Do you know how to leave the party? Right, okay, good.
Steven is on Kofi's ass right now. And Kofi tries to pull out the... Oh, Kofi lets Steven go.
God,
What's going on here?
are they just chopping and changing for position, or what? Are they working together or something?
I wonder. I don't think so. That's very uncharacteristic of Kofi, because they know how he likes to battle.
What Riley was saying there when I was talking about the leading thing,
no.
he's saying that was his plan.
Savvy, I've just got we've got a message from Lateral. He's had to retire the car.
Oh, what's happened there? How did he retire?
He said something came up. So that's very unfortunate for Lateral. He was having a great race throughout.
Especially the second stint, because he was looking really good in the second stint.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that Lateral's had to retire, especially only with a quarter of the race to go now. Yeah, the closest battle on track, I think, is between Steven and Kofi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riding aboard there, La Bomba makes his, maybe potentially his final pit stop. I mean, the more time if Steven and Kofi are swapping and changing position, it's going to allow Robo to pull away, and then Law, who's now 8.4 back, will start slowly, methodically work his way to catch up to them two. But they need to stop working together and try and catch up with Robocopy. 16 seconds is the gap between Kofi to Crow, with 15 laps to go. After nearly 2 hours worth of racing here.
Yeah, it's a really close field. The top four, with fourth place only 17 seconds off the lead. Law is only further 8 seconds back. So that top five really pulled away. You're really seeing the strengths of the Gold Cup drivers here, with all 5 of the top runners being Gold class. So I think we got that balance quite right. Yeah, the other Gold Cup driver, Finish, he's an 8th, but I think he has pitted quite recently, so we might see him re-overtaking Cro-Magnet and Jerry.
He did pit on lap 40, so he may pit again on lap 50, and that will be his last stop. I was just looking here because there could be a battle going on for the lead in the silver category between Crow and Jerry, as there's only 3.5 seconds separates the two of them. And of course,
they're
we've got
very close to track. And Jerry has more fuel, so
yes,
I expect
indeed.
that Jerry, that 3 seconds, if you take into account the fuel, it's a much closer gap than that. So we might see after the pit stops those two cars much closer together on track, and a battle emerging.
I tell you what, I think when Crow makes his last pit stop, he's going to have to fuel save. He might have to fuel save Crow, because that fuel doesn't look too good. I think he's down to roughly about maybe 12% of fuel, and he's got 14 laps left to do it, and he's definitely going to have to fuel save in his last stint.
Yeah, Crow's he's already fuel saving. I think he's fuel saving to try just to make this lap.
Yeah, he's short shifting. He's short shifting.
I'm just going back to Chromedix in the lead, and he is extending over Robocopy, so that's not really
Not
what we
that
wanted
much,
to see. But
though.
that,
Not really
only by
that...
a second, but time is running out for the guys behind to catch him. So Chromedix stamping his authority on this race, and if he gets that pit stop right and doesn't make mistakes, I think this is his to lose at this point.
Just
Saying
past-
that, yep.
I was going to say, just past 3/4 of this race, Chromedix still leads. 13 seconds, the gap is up now, but Kofi's looking quite close to the back of Stephen. Let's ride on board again with Kofi. Honda versus BMW, German engineering versus Japanese engineering. Now we're going on to lap 47, so 14 laps to go now. Stephen gets a great run off the bus stop chicane, and that Honda just draws himself back into Stephen.
Okay, we might see Kofi getting a really great run out of Radeon, and he might be able to make a move on Steven if he times this right.
He's quite a bit far back. Oh, he really struggled there. He's lost about half a tenth there, so he's not going to get close to the back of Steven this lap. You see the gap is coming down now. He's off the throttle.
Yeah, so he's fuel saving a little bit. That's very smart of Kofi, so if you can't pass, you might as well use. And Crow's in.
Crow's into the pit lane, so he's got about 13 laps to do his last stint here. 13, 14 laps, that
14
is...
laps.
Yeah, he's definitely got a fuel save here, definitely.
He's either got a fuel save, or what I would do if I were Crow, I'd split this up into two stints. So I'd do 7 laps now, and then 7 laps to finish, because there's no point in fuel saving if it's just going to cost you time. You want to have a fast race car, but I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to go for the finish, yeah.
Riding on board then with Crow, just making his way out of La Source Airport. He's still going to stay, I think, maybe second in class. La Bomba's there, side by side in that Lexus. Oh, they're going to go through Eau Rouge side by side. No, they don't. So La Bomba goes into 8th place now.
But Crow can get a run.
Yeah, indeed he will.
Oh, but he's going to use La Bomba. He might use La Bomba to fuel save.
Fuel save,
yeah.
He's there. He's going to stick behind him. He's sticking behind him. So he's content just
smart.
to... It's the best strategy. It's the best strategy. Save your fuel. Just be content. Just stay behind La Bomba. Just get your fuel good enough to go to the finish.
La Bomba only pit a couple of laps ago himself. So I think La Bomba is definitely going to have to come in again, and Crow's going to brave it out and try to make 14 laps on this fuel stint, which is going to be tough. But it's possible.
Porsche actually started quite quiet. Back again with Kofi. Kofi's a lot closer now to the back of Stephen as they make their way again through Eau Rouge and Radeon, sliding his way through there. Careful, don't clip too much curb on the exit, not to earn yourself a penalty. He is a bit closer this time around. I think that gap is just too far. It's too far big. And again, yeah, he's about 60% using the throttle there. Both of them really struggling for traction there off of Malmedy.
You know, I'm really surprised because at the beginning of the race you saw everybody battling door to door, and now you're seeing people just trying to make it to the end of the race, trying to get their fuel numbers right.
Indeed. So I would reckon there, just seeing Jerry Bear getting La Source completely wrong, but he's now leading the silver class, as La Bomba's sitting second and Crow in third, and then you got Venom fourth and Wiley in fifth, and then Lateral and Sean unfortunately retired, and also Julius Maximus, who didn't start the race at all. What's caught your eye now?
I think Jerry's in a very strong position to get that 6th place. He's come kind of out of nowhere. You know, he wasn't battling at the front too much early on, but now I think.
He's got to be careful.
going through Malmedy. But he's only got one more pit stop to make,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, he's got one more stop.
And Finish also has one more stop to make. And then we know that Crow has to fuel save a lot. Whereas I think Jerry
22
might
seconds.
have 22 seconds, is that the gap between Crow and Jerry?
Yeah, 22 seconds.
That's going to be close.
I think Jerry may have got this because, you know, Crow was sliding through Brevard, sorry. But I think, yeah, I think for Jerry, he's got a pit within 2 laps. Law's into the pit lane to make his last pit stop. Pretty much a last-ditch attempt here to try and catch up to Kofi.
Oh, he's got damage.
Maybe
He's got damage. That's why
he's got
pitting.
damage again. So
This is a race to forget for Law.
yeah, definitely. The winner of the Spa race last week is definitely not having a great race here tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's right. It's a real shame there. We have a new fastest lap of the race, by the way. Chromedix doing
Chromedix
a
went quicker.
17.2.
Yeah, that was the last lap too.
So now the gap to Robocopy is 14 seconds. You know, what a drive from Chromedix.
Definitely, absolutely. He's
And the
trying
Audi
to.
as well.
And I mean, looking at his fuel, he's got to be pitting within the next maybe 2 laps or so. But I'm just wondering, with Law making that pit stop, is that going to allow Kofi and Steven, with them two battling, is that just a reaction for them to pit this time, or?
No, because Law is 33 seconds behind Kofi. I don't think Kofi will be too worried about Law anymore. I think that Law's too far off the back of them to challenge for the top 4 position. So Law, from the looks of it, he's in a very isolated 5th right now. 33 seconds the car ahead, 32 seconds the car behind. I think at this point he'll just take the 5th and move on. Not the result he wanted today, but yeah, you have that sometimes.
Yeah, it's the ups and downs of racing, as you know far well yourself. Looking again at Crow, starting to lose ground on La Bomba, but like he says, he is fuel saving to go the rest of the way. Whereas La Bomba's got an extra pit stop in his hand.
I think the battle to watch out for is the battle for seconds, because Robocopy, as he sets his fastest lap of the race, is 17.7, so he's now in the zone. The gap between Robo and Steven is only 4 seconds, you know, and that's nothing. So
Yes, yeah. Definitely nothing, but I want to see, because Kofi looks a tad bit closer this time on Steven.
yeah, I think Kofi's going to make a move now. He
Could make the move here. Is Steven going to defend? He's flashing
This
the
is it, he
lights.
has to go.
He's just going to let him by, isn't he? He's going to let him
Yeah.
by.
And Kofi's purple as well, so I guess that was the slip helping him as he slides through Lekum.
Yeah, don't want to do that. 10 laps to go.
And now, we saw earlier how quick Kofi was catching Robocopy. So are we going to be able to... Is Kofi going to be able to reel in Robo after this final round of pit stops? As Jerry pits.
Yeah, I was just saying now, Jerry will make his last pit stop then. Now, the gap between himself to Crow was about 21 seconds.
Oh, Bomber gets it all wrong.
Oh, that's at the chicane. Let's have a look at a replay then. Did he clip the right part of the cab? Too much there, or did he lose the traction? Did he lose the rear? Oh, he just got into power a bit too early, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
he
Crow's
did.
right on the back of him. And Jerry's come out ahead of the pair of them. So this is a 3-car scrap for the lead in Silver Cup, I believe.
Indeed it is, but like you said, like we said there, Crow is saving fuel. La Bomba's got to make a pit stop. Jerry's good to go to the rest of the finish now, as Crow will make his final pit stop. Fuel is everything. Don't put 100% of fuel in, and you should be okay to get the victory.
that must be gutting for, as the leaders pit except Robocopy, so Robocopy stays out.
He's got to produce a qualifying lap here.
I was about to say, it must be gutting for La Bomba Negra, because had he not made that mistake, I think he would have come out ahead of, he would have been ahead of Jerry Bear on the road and been able to maybe pull away to get the gap that he needed before pitting, but now it's going to be quite difficult.
Now what would you do if you're Cro-Magnon? Because you know you're trying to save fuel, but you've got the two leaders that are ahead of you. So what do you do if you're in Cro-Magnon's boots? Do you still save fuel, or do you just go all balls out and try and get the win?
Oh, as Jerry runs wide.
Oh, it's tricky, isn't it?
Well, I would have made a different decision to Crow anyway. But I think Crow is, I mean, he's managing his fuel quite well. So he pitted 3 or 4 laps ago and he's used a quarter of his tank. So, oh, Crow!
Jeez, that was a big moment. It's obviously losing ground to La Bomba and Jerry. That's because of the fuel saving, and also too that the straight line in the Porsche is not that good compared to Lexus.
If I'm Crow, I'm praying to some deity that Jerry messes up somehow.
Oh, we've got the first part of the bus stop wrong. Finish kid comes in, makes his last pit stop.
So, where is Finish going to come out in comparison to this battle?
He's going to come out behind this battle anyways. Definitely.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
But bear in mind that Crow is fuel saving right now. Whereas Finish can basically floor it. I'm just looking at Robocopy, he's flashing, so he must be pitting on this lap.
And the gap is 7.4 seconds.
Tidy.
Don't hit the wall, which he hasn't done. So last pit stop.
Good job, Robo.
Doesn't need to put more fuel in the car than what Chromedix does, but Chromedix will take back the lead. More importantly though, is he going to come out ahead of Kofi?
I believe he should, because he had a 4-second buffer to Kofi before the round of pit stops. And he won't, well, I don't know if he wants to fully fuel to just be able to max out the engine, but he should still, you know, he doesn't fully fuel, so he should come out ahead of Kofi.
Yeah, he does. 2.5 seconds it says here. No, 4.3 because Kofi was at La Source. 12 seconds then.
The gap's coming down. Come on, Robo. Final stint.
Come on, give it one last push here, Robo, and then, you know, try and do something here. You've got what, 8 or 9 laps left to try and gain that nearly 13 seconds. So he's got to produce the laps of his life if he could just make some sort of a show here to try and battle with Chromedix. But
I think the closest battle on track right now is Jerry Bear and La Bomba Negra. La Bomba Negra within half a second. He's in the slip going through Blanchimont.
But he's got to be pitting. La Bomba has to pit. He's less than 50% of fuel. He's not going to.
If I were La Bomba, I'd attack Jerry, try to make a move, get past, and then when I'd pit at the last possible point. I'd pit at the last possible point and try to just fuel, just to the finish. No tires. But I don't think that La Bomba can hold on to this position.
No, he definitely won't. No, he's about 43% of fuel left in his car, and there's about 8 laps to go. I don't think you can hold on 8 seconds there to save that amount of fuel. He's short shifted, no, but I mean that's not going to help anything.
Yeah, the Bomber's. He is incredibly optimistic if he thinks he can get to the end of this fuel load, but I think he knows
that's not possible.
Yeah.
Let's see how Cro-Magnon's fuel's doing. He's about probably about 62-65% left, but he's still definitely fuel saving. And there's a car back there too. I tell you what, yeah, that Finnish kid is catching up to Kroll, but even though Finnish is good to go to the finish.
Nice pun.
Gap's coming up then to Chromedix and Robocopy, nearly 13 seconds now. I think we could see a battle going on for second place between Robo, Kofi, and Stephen is starting to drop back a little bit now from Kofi.
You know, Kofi's starting to turn on the style. Half a second quicker than Steven on that last lap.
And was he quicker than Robocop? Oh, well, Robocop he did pit this time by, so we won't get to see until this lap.
Yeah, so that was Robocop's outlap.
Yeah.
So I think that Robo is still on pace though, because the gap was around 4 seconds. It's still around 4 seconds. So if he did lose time, he didn't lose that much.
Makes his way around in towards No Name. There's a couple of cars that are going close together at the bus stop, and it is still that battle for 6th place between Jerry and La Bomba, and Cro-Magnon 3.4 seconds back. Whether it's the Finnish guy, he's about gained a second the last time we see them with Crow.
Crow is really having to fuel save right now. He's 1.5 seconds off his best.
Finnish kid did his best lap of a 2:19.075, which you look at comparisons, it's 1.8 seconds slower than Chromedix's actual overall fastest lap, which in you know, you could see in like maybe say like a 30 lap race this is quite big, but in an endurance race it's not that much. Venom's into the pits, that'll be his last pit stop.
I think you have to consider that Chromedix has run that. This is 17.2, but he's run a low 17 a couple of times, but he's not hit those lap times very much. Finnish has been able to run the 19s quite consistently, which is why, well, I guess the gap is almost 2 minutes. So, you know, if this race was a little bit longer, you might be seeing. In fact, you are going to see Chromedix is coming up on Venom to lap him for the first time.
Yeah, Venom's only just come out of the pit lane, and this could be a bit tricky for Chromedix, because we do know that Venom is a bit lagging.
Well, if I'm Chromedix at this point, you know, I'm only gonna pass Venom if I absolutely have to, or if it's really safe. He has a 13-second advantage over Robocopy with 6 laps to go.
About 6 laps, yeah, 6.
Yeah. 6.5 laps to go. So,
yeah, 6.5.
Yeah. So he can afford to bring the car home. You know, if I'm Chromedix, I'm not aiming for purple at this point. I'm aiming to bring the car home and take the win, because he's done all the legwork earlier.
Yeah. I don't think Robo's got the legs to, you know, to try and put in an attack here with Chromedix, so he may have to sell for second place, unfortunately. But no matter what, it's been a phenomenal drive this from Robocopy.
Oh yeah. Well, he started what, 9th on the grid, and Chromedix started where? 8th.
8th on the grid, and Chromedix started 7th.
So the guy who messed up Superpole and the guy who didn't even get into Superpole are the ones who are going to come first and second in this race.
And then you got Kofi too, who qualified 10th, who didn't even make it into it.
Kofi didn't make it into Superpole. So wow. So you
got the guys that qualified 7th, 8th, and 10th sitting 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Wow, what a turnout!
And you got Stephen and Law, who sat on the front row together, they're 4th and 5th. And you got Cro-Magnon, who qualified 3rd, is down in 8th place. And here comes the Finnish kid around the outside at the Kemmel Straight. Crow's just got to let him by.
Yeah, he had to do that, because Crow is so marginal for fuel at this point.
Whoa, hold on a minute here. Jerry Bear, La Bomba has got by Jerry. But we do know that La Bomba has to pit, so I'm wondering if that's a smart strategy on Jerry's part there, just to let La Bomba go. Because the gap between himself to Crow is definitely more than 6 seconds.
La Bomba set his fastest lap of the race on last time out, so he's a man on a mission. He knows exactly what he has to do now, as he uses all of the curb on the outside of Pouhon
He's definitely going to be pitting. If he's just set his best lap, he's definitely not fuel saving.
I don't think he's out of the battle yet, because what's the gap between him and finish? Okay.
Oh, him and finish? 9 seconds.
Yeah, what's it? 9 seconds. I reckon he can do a 12-second pit stop if he's just refueling.
I think that's the smartest choice there, is to refuel. Stay on those set of mediums that you got there now and just come out of the pits. Hopefully ahead of the Finnish kid. He'll definitely be ahead of Cro-Magnon, that's for sure.
Crow's only 1.5 seconds behind Finish. Or I say only 1.5. Yeah, he was ahead of Finish at the beginning of this lap. So Crow is really falling off the back of this pack. You know, the strategy to fuel save is really hurting him now.
He's just gone below 50% now as Crow.
Yeah, he's got 6 laps to go. So he's done 8 laps. He's got 6 to go. So he will make it to the end on this strategy, but I just wonder whether it was the right call to go for the end as opposed to just going for 2 separate stints and going flat out.
And again then at Kofi, making his way in towards Paul Freire. Gap is slowly coming up now between himself to Robocopy, 4.6 seconds and going up even more. Let's see if Chromedix has found a way by Venom Snake. I think he may have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Venom's not to be shown. Yeah, there he is, just going by in that black Jag.
It's the final 5 laps for
5
Chromedix.
laps to go. Yeah, it's basically his to lose. The next guy that's going to be a lap down has just gone by.
It's going to be the longest. It's going to be the longest 11 or 12 minutes of Chromedix's racing career with us so far. You know, let's hope he feels. I hope he's feeling good right now because he deserves it. He has absolutely deserved this lead going into the late stage. You know, setting purple lap times, and we've not really been showing him that much, I don't think. But he's just been up front on a mission.
Again, the Bomber putting in another best lap time, 2:18.7. So he's definitely going to be pitting this time by. Got to be careful though. Don't use all of the racetrack because you will lose there at the AstroTurf. It's got to be careful. There is that fine line of, you know, pushing it to the limit and then overdoing the mistake.
I'm just wondering, so Le Bomber dropped a second to Jerry Bell on this lap through the first sector. So Le Bomber must be in.
Le Bomber's coming in. He's coming in. Now what is the gap? 8 seconds now between Bomber to Finish. And the gap between Bomber to Cro-Magnon is about 10 seconds.
So we might... I think even if Bomber comes out behind Crow, he's gonna...
He'll probably get ahead.
Yeah.
Let's find out. How much fuel does he put in? He doesn't need to put in too much fuel in. 58, that's okay.
Yeah.
There goes Crow,
So
he's just exited. So it's about 2 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be on him next lap, I think.
Maybe next lap, maybe 2, I'd reckon. And he'll get by Crow. And that'll be for second place in the category for the Silvers. Still, Jerry Bear in the lead. I think that was the wisest thing there, to let Le Bomber go through, was Jerry. So, Jerry, a 6th place overall, but leading in the Silver class. And
this
second
is a great drive from Jerry.
A very good drive. Superb drive there. Hopefully that will give him some confidence come the AGC race at Suzuka tomorrow, even though he is driving the back. Cro-Magnon the second in class, then it's Le Bomber, then Venom in 3rd place, and then Wiley in 5th.
I was surprised that he went for the Lexus and not the Mercedes today, because I think the Mercedes is really, well, it's maybe not the best car at Spa, but it's certainly very good. And it's got the straight line speed to go past anybody. So I am a little bit surprised, but he's made that Lexus work. And he's gonna, he's probably gonna take 6th place, 1st place in Silver Cup. really great job from Jari.
Gap's slowly coming down now, coming down to less than 10 seconds to go, but I think that'll be just because Chromedix is just gonna take things a little bit careful now. He's already done the hard bit. He just needs to just coast his Audi around Spa-Francorchamps for another 3.5 times, and then he'll be good to get the win.
I don't know if he is taking it easy, because he was quicker than Robocopy through that first sector. I think he actually made a mistake on that last lap. So maybe the nerves starting to creep in for Chromedix. I wonder if we'll see any more mistakes. And that maybe that will bring the battle for the win back into play. Don't think so. Don't think it will be enough, but one to watch out for in the final few laps. As Robocopy comes up on Venom to lap him.
Venom just moves out of the way there, nice, and gives him all the racing room he can get. Flashes the lights, say thank you.
Kofi just had to burn a penalty at Paul
now,
and
now he could fall into the clutches of Stephen now.
Yeah, and Stephen's got more fuel than Kofi. So the gap went from 4 seconds to 1.5 in the space of 2 corners.
I don't know how on earth he picked up a penalty. But, interesting. Not unless if you run wide off of Stavolo 2, maybe, for him to earn that penalty. But we could see a battle for the bottom step of the podium.
Yeah, and that's allowed Robo to romp free. So now Robo has the space to stay calm and collect that brilliant second place. Oh yeah. Techno guy in chat says, don't forget confidence in Flashback Champs next week as well. So, a good result here, and you're going to be going into that championship with high hopes, looking to beat, was it Raven West Motorsport? Is that is that Horlicks and Chili's team?
I think that is, isn't it? Yeah. Just past the 2-hour 20 mark. We've got 3 laps to go. Chromedix is all set for the win. Robo's going to finish in a superb second place, but it's going to be the battle here. Kofi gets No Name completely sideways. He's starting to feel the pressure from Stephen, and this will be a good showing this from Stephen. This will give him good confidence for his race come Sunday. If it's, what was it, the 6-hour race that he's competing in?
I don't know if Stephen's competing in that. I know that Kobu is for CSX, but I don't know if Stephen is. Well, maybe someone in chat can confirm that or not. By the way, away from the stream, La Bomba has made his way past Chrome Magna. So that is for second in Silver Cup, and that's what we expected to happen. La Bomba using the full power of that Lexus engine, whereas Crow, he's done a great job at fuel saving. He's got 25% with 3 laps to go. So maybe can he make his way past La Bomba?
Let's have a look. 5 seconds. Don't know. In fact, he's actually defending because Crow's going for it. I think Crow's saved enough fuel to go to the rest of the way. So second place is going to be reignited now for the silver class. I think Crow has saved enough fuel. Yeah, he's not flashing. He's down to about 25%, so he can push now.
25% on fuel is a 3-lap. It's a 12-lap stint if he's got 3 laps to go. So it is still some slight fuel saving, but not as much as he had to do before. So I think Crow can definitely push more than he has been on this stint. And he's setting his personal best times on this lap, hassling La Bomba Negra through Pouon. And now I think Kofi. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm still looking at the battle here for Bomba and Crow. Crow's got a great run off of Stavilo too, and La Bomba gets it all wrong. Oh, that could have been a tense moment there. Crow had to go down a gear just to scrub that speed back up, but this battle for second place is not over.
So, Crow has been setting personal best sectors this lap, but he's also been doing some good fuel saving. So now, I bet he can rev that car out fully.
Oh yeah,
I think
he's good to go. He's good to go.
He should be able to attack La Bomba for that second place in class. Yep, look, so he's revving it out properly now.
Towards that source hairpin. Penultimate lap for these guys. In fact, this could be also the last lap here for Chromedix now, as he sets his way into the bus stop for the penultimate time, and he will start the last lap of this race. In this race that has been nearly full of 2 hours and 30 minutes. The race started out so excited, and then it just panned out, and then it all played into Chromedix's hands.
I think at the start we've seen... Oh, Stephen really runs wide at the bus stop.
Oh, was he trying to get by Venom? No. Let's have a look. Let's see a replay.
I don't know what
He was
happened
flashing
there.
the lights. Yeah, so Kofi got by Venom. Venom moves out of the way. Maybe just mistimed his braking. Oh yeah, he did. He was about like 20 or 30 meters way too later.
So that's given Kofi a free run to the finish for
Yeah.
that final podium spot.
Yeah, 2.3 seconds. I think that's far too big of a gap for Claire Stevens to catch up on. Providing if Kofi does not do any more penalties. Let's have a look at the battle then between La Bomba and Cro Magna. Here we go. It's still half a second between them.
And they'll have another lap after this because they have
Yep.
not yet been lapped by Chromedic. So this won't be their final lap. They will
No,
have
no.
another lap
They will
to
have.
duke it out for the finish. I was saying that Crow could push before, but now I'm a little bit worried again. I'm looking at that fuel level.
No, he's good. He's gonna go. He is gonna go all the way to the end. He's gonna do a
Okay.
do or die attempt here. You know, he's not fuel saving. He is going to the whole way now. Here we go. Can he make the move stick? Not gonna do it. So they're gonna be on the last lap, whereas Chromedix has just entered the Paul Frere and then into Blanchimont for the last time. And what a drive this has been from Chromedix. Started in 7th place, picked up the penalty in qualifying. Drove a smart race in the early stints there when you had the top 5 battling for the lead. Found a way by when Lord and Stephen had their incidents. And here he comes, makes his way out of the bus stop chicane. After a 60-lap endurance race here, Chromedix will win the 2.4 hours of Spa. And now we just wait for Robocopy, qualified in 8th place. And he's going across the line in 2nd place. A
What
heroic
a
drive.
fantastic drive!
Fantastic drive there
by
from
Robocopy.
Robo. Here comes Kofi, slides his way through, and he's going to finish on the bottom step. Stephen just misses out on the podium there with that little incident at the bus stop. There goes Venom.
Crow and La Bomba, side by side, through
And
Malmedy.
Crow's through. That was a Lecom. So here we go. Yeah, Crow's making a move on the outside. Oh, and he leaned on Crow, but Crow had the inside for turn 7, I think that was, and he was through. And meanwhile, Law came across the line to finish in 5th place. What could have been a better result there for Law? He'll be somewhat disappointed.
Crow's got a penalty. Crow picks up a penalty.
Oh, and that's going to enable.
So this race is not over.
Well, that's 2nd place gone then for Crow. That's definitely 2nd place gone. Where is Wiley? He's just entering Pro Frere. And he's going to have the winner of the silver class behind him too, Jerry Bear. But all eyes is for the battle for the 2nd place. And Crow's got to burn it. I think La Bomba's got 2nd place now because of that penalty.
I wonder if Crow will do have a do or die attempt. So burn the penalty here at Paul Frere. I wonder if he'll do a do or die attempt in the bus stop.
It's too far back. It's too far back.
Yeah.
It is too far back. Meanwhile,
Oh, Crow.
Meanwhile, Wiley's just going to let the winner of the silver class go through. Jerry Bear wins, 6th place overall. Solid effort there from Jerry. Here comes the Finnish kid doing a different racing line through there. But anyway, solid effort from the Finnish kid to finish in 7th place. 8th place will go to La Bomba, but he will finish 2nd in the silver class. And Cro-Magna will come across the line last, and 9th place overall, and 3rd in the silver class. And that is it. Oh, well, we've got to wait for Lateral, but he's still in the pits because he unfortunately retired.
Poor Lateral.
Yeah. He could have had a really good finish there, Lateral, but if something's came up then, you know, nothing we could have done. But there you go. After 2 hours and 30 minutes of some intense racing there, Chromedix there, absolutely superb drive from Chromedix.
I take my hat off to him. He was pretty much faultless for the entire 2.5 hours. And he came from how far back on the grid that our podium runners came today. They had to make some overtakes earlier on in the stint. What a great race.
Again, you have to feel a bit there because Stephen had the pace early on, and it looked like when he did his 5 minutes there, he looked like he was going to be on course to really catch up with the other guys, but he just kind of faltered towards the end there. And Law, again, many incidents with him regarding himself, you know, driver errors on, I'd say, 2 parts there, what's really cost him. So there you go. That has been the 2.4 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. What did you get that race tonight? I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was actually a really, really exciting race from start to finish. You know, the first half of it, we had wheel-to-wheel action, we had incidents, and we had just general chaos. And then the second half of the race, we saw more of a strategic battle playing out, but we still had some wheel-to-wheel action. And yeah, all credit to our podium runners for just being so quick at the end, especially to Chromedix, our race winner, who I think, are we going to get him in for a driver interview?
Who's that?
Chromedix.
He's still got the invite. The invite is still there for him if he can join.
I'm just gonna say on chat, because you need audio sharing settings open for driver interview. Sorry, I'm saying what I'm typing.
There's a bit of banter going on in the chat there. Venom saying reverse grid. Oh wow. There we go.
I know that Robocopy, I'd like to give Robocopy an interview because I think he'll be ecstatic with that performance and that result. Yeah, just a brilliant drive from him. Okay, who are we? Should we just invite everybody in the party? Let's see. We can unmute Crow if we want to interview him.
Oh, we could do. Yeah. But let's unmute Crow. Let's get him. Let's see if we can get him back in here, or see if he's just going to take a little break. Let's see if he can. Who's just joined? We got Kofi. Kofi's back. Yeah. In fact, let's get a chat then with Kofi. So Kofi, 3rd place. How would you feel about that?
Feeling great. Had a really clean race, had some good pace, starting from 10th on the grid. Yeah, it was a good race for me.
I'm struggling to think out of the questions now.
Were you worried that Stephen was going to catch you at the end there?
No, I was seeing that I had more pace than him usually. For the second to last stint, I was just I was fuel saving behind him for a while. So I knew I could pass him if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Stephen was all over you. And then I don't know if it was a little mistake there on the last lap there, and then there must have been like some nerves that Stephen was catching up. Because you had the penalty. That was right. And then that must have been quite a nervy time because Stephen caught up to you quite a bit.
Yeah.
You got any more questions then, Rascal? Because I'm still struggling to think of any.
Yeah. Did you ever feel like you could catch Robocopy ahead? I know that the gap was ebbing and flowing, but it was always sort of 3 or 4 seconds thereabout. And then, you know, what was your thinking about that time gap? Did you ever feel like you could catch him?
Yeah, I definitely felt like I had a bit more pace in me. Just couldn't find it for some reason. I think I might have been able to catch him if I put new tires on for that last stint, but yeah.
Such is life. You still came away today with a brilliant 3rd place, and yeah, great drive.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kofi. Savvy, I think we've got pretty much the whole clique in here. So
I think we do, yeah. 'Cause we've not got the overall race winner, have we? I don't think Chromedix. I don't see him at all. No, let me unmute. Yeah, you invited him earlier. I'll unmute Crow so he can hear me. So there you go. Jerry Bear's left the room. But yeah, so well done.
Jerry Bear?
I invite him. Let's give him an invite. Let's see if we can get Crow. Let's have a chat then with Crow. Crow, you thought you were going to have 2nd place then in the bag, but then what happened to get that penalty?
I just went a little wide at No Name and picked it up there, and that was it. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, because then you had to bear Paul Frere, and you know that's a straightaway, and there was no chance of catching La Bomba.
Way too much time lost. But yeah, I figured making the pass on the long back straight was going to be the best for me. I wasn't quite as confident I could come out with a good run on him at the last straight before the chicane there, so I figured I'd try to defend him against him there, but didn't quite work out with the penalty, so oh well.
I mean, still overall, you got to be happy though, finishing 3rd in class.
Yeah, no, it was a fun race. I definitely should have planned out my pits a little better than just making it up as I went. But yeah, I mean, I made it to the end, so it was that.
I wanted to ask about that because you pitted with 14 laps left to go.
No!
What was your thinking when it came to Savvy's seen something?
Chalky's just scored. Fudge!
Sorry, what were you asking about the pick?
Did you consider different strategy options and decide that
Not watching that.
one stop, fully fueling, going to the end was your best option? And did at any point you regret that strategy?
I didn't really have a strategy going into it, and I think I did 12 laps at the start, so 11 plus the out lap. And then I did 12 laps the next stint, and either 12 or 13 the following stint. And I was thinking that, a little more saving, I could probably make 2 more stops. Or something. I don't know. Math. However it ended up working out, didn't work out quite as well as I hoped.
Yeah, because we thought you could challenge Jerry Bear for that top spot in Silver Cup.
Yeah, if I pitted again, I was pretty
fuel...
sure I was going to lose too much time to him.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just try to make it work and see how it went, but that also lost way more time than I was expecting it to, so... Oh well, live and learn.
Well, it was a great battle at the end, and yeah, I guess it was only possible because you went for that strategy, so yeah, fair play, great racing today, and yeah, thank you for the interview.
It was a good time. I appreciated listening to you guys. I just had that on in the side, so...
Yeah, we could definitely hit the echoes too when you didn't leave the lobby. The party chat, sorry.
That's alright. Happens.
So again, we'll get to see you tomorrow for Suzuka.
Yeah, probably. Signed up for it. Just need to wake up for it. I'll probably do a little practice so I don't just keep flying off at every corner. But yeah, talk to you guys later.
See you later then.
See you later, Crow.
Right, who are we gonna talk to next then? Who can we talk to next?
Oh, I've just received a friend request from Chromedix So I'm sure that he's going to be joining the party quite soon. But whoever's in here, I think we've got. I want to hear from Robocopy,
Yeah, all right,
the
okay,
man who
Robo.
came in second place.
That's
Well,
if we can hear his
I'm,
voice.
I'm here and I'm very happy with my result.
I'd be happy with my result if I were you. That was a fantastic drive.
No, I
In the
didn't see- I
McLaren
didn't
as
see
well.
that coming. Yeah.
You beat Law, you beat Steven, you beat Kofi. Talk us through your strategy, and talk us through what you were, what emotions were you going through in that first stint when you just saw them all battling.
Well, I started quite far back on the grid, so the first 5 laps were just hectic and trying to get cars that were slower but not much slower, trying to get those out of the way. And then once I got in front of those, I noticed that the top group hadn't really pulled away, so I was keeping up with them, which I was surprised by. And my strategy was just very simple: pit every 10 laps. No flexibility built in, really. And then I did my long stop on lap 21 to do it early to get it out of sequence a little bit.
That was really clever, because you came out of your long stop ahead of Steven, and effectively first of those who had made their long stop. And then at one point, I think you were battling with Chromedix when he had not done his long stop that you had. How are you feeling then? Because I think you made a move on him as well. Like, we didn't see it on stream.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting because he was in front of me and I was towards the end of my stint and he must have been early in his, so I was light on fuel, so I was quicker than him. So I thought he was a quicker driver than me today, but my car was in a better place in the stint, so I just thought, yeah, I'll just overtake him. And then I unlapped myself, and then I was thinking whether that meant that I was in effect
Oh my god.
in the lead at that point, maybe. But then later I found out that wasn't really the case.
Yeah, I thought that you would take the lead as well, but I think that because Chromedix was effectively a stop ahead of you when he made his 5-minute stop, I think that then when you, Kofi, Law, and Steven, when you guys pit again on the penultimate occasion, I think you guys filtered in behind Chromedix. So it's interesting how you guys both wanted clear space, but you pitted early and Chromedix pitted late. So maybe that was the key to a good result today.
I don't know what the key was actually. Maybe it was just that I got a lot quicker throughout the race because I was in front of Kofi for a lot of laps, and I was in front of Steven for a lot of laps, and Law as well for full stints, and I was convinced every time that they were quicker than me and that they were going to overtake me, but then that never really happened. Like, the gap maybe went a little bit smaller or it just stayed the same. So it took until like maybe 6 laps before the finish when I realized, oh wait, I'm actually going to have a good chance at second here.
No, and you took it with both hands. So fair play to you for that result. Really fantastic performance. And yeah, how do you feel? Because the Flashback Championships is going to be starting next week. Do you think that this kind of result is going to propel you into the top lobby? I don't know if there is a lobby A or lobby B, but do you think that you feel confident now that you can be a top tier driver?
No, I don't actually, because this still feels like a fluke. I gotta watch the race back to see how this actually happened, because I don't know how this happened.
Well, I can tell you that your pace was as good as those around you, like easily throughout the race, and to come second in an endurance race, there's no fluke at all. So really, congratulations for your result, and yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe even racing you at the next one. Who knows?
Okay, thanks. I'll see you on track then.
See you on track.
You can still continue. You can still continue with the questions, thinking I'm going to go to the toilet and going to smash the freaking mirror because we're 2-0 down apparently. So I'm very angry. So I'll leave you to do the blooming interviews.
No problem, Savvy. Yeah, I guess I deserve that because I went for a toilet break in the middle of the race, and he kept the side up. I want to go to our race winner today, ERS Cremedix. What a drive in that Audi! How are you feeling? Oh no, Cremedix, I was wondering, could you go to your party settings and click share audio because they can't hear you on stream, unfortunately, and what you're telling us is really, really exciting, and we want to hear it all in great detail because that opening stint was absolutely frenetic. So yeah. Who else is?
Okay, now it's working.
Yeah. Should it be working now? Techno Guy, Alex Gaming. Yeah, Cremedix, would you like to repeat your answer to that question?
Okay, first of all, I'm tired. Second, the first laps were something so frenetic. The first part, I started about P7 after the worst qualifying ever. Then it was a bit of a war. I needed to search for a gap and most of times create it. Nothing was free. It was all a war of conquering. I know I did some dive bombs, like on the bust of chicane. I think I overtake someone from about 20,000 meters away.
Well, we'll see if that gets reported, but ultimately I think you were, once you got into that free air at the front, you were the fastest driver today. You set purple laps time and time again. So you really have that.
The first lap was what was 17.2, and I did about in the 58th lap. So I think my main features of being constant was the only thing good in the race, because I'm not that fast. I'm just a bit consistent, and I think that worked. To pay off.
Well, I can tell you that you're calling yourself just consistent, but your pace was on it for the entire race. You were always one of the top, the quickest drivers in the field. So, I mean, in qualifying, you obviously qualified 7th, but your time in Q2, your time in the gold session, was the fastest qualifying time. So, we were expecting you to make your way through the field, and we're so glad that you did, because what action it created. And yeah, full credit to the win today. How are you going to celebrate?
With a shower. No, just kidding. I think a bit of Netflix. So yeah, it's the best way.
That's a good call. Well, thank you very much for joining us in the interview today, Cremedix.
Thank you to all of me.
I believe that we're racing tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that battle. Because I think I'm driving the final stint for our team. So
tomorrow is the good fight.
Yeah. So we'll resume our battle at the Nordschleife, and yeah, hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. You deserve it, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. We would now like to move on to who have we not spoken to yet? La Bomba Negra. I don't think we had an interview with him in the middle of the race. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Tired. Yeah.
So, Savaloy and I were glued to our screens watching your battle with Crow Magna towards the end of the race there. How was that for you? Did you ever think, did you ever feel like he had you or you had him? Like, what was the strategy there?
So yeah, it was pretty exciting battling with him. We had like a similar battle last week at Spa 2 during the AJC race. So same unfortunate deal. He got a penalty in the last few laps, so that was kind of unfortunate. But I figured once he started trailing me in the slipstream, I knew that he had better tires than me. So I was a little bit worried. And then once he passed me on that turn, I was like, oh, now I gotta try to catch up to him. But I was gaining a little bit of pace, but unfortunately he got that penalty, and I was hoping at least to make a pass at the last chicane. So yeah, it was a good race for me though.
Yeah, and you had some real pace when you before you made that final pit stop, where you I think passed Jerry Burr, and we were watching, and we. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got a penalty in, and that's how you made your way past him.
Yeah, basically. So I was being a little bit too optimistic, trying to save fuel. I think I only had like 4 laps remaining on fuel with like 8 laps to go. So I don't know what I was trying to do. All I know is that I was trying to get as much of a slipstream as I could and stay in Jerry's wake, but he got that 1 second penalty, so I just decided to kind of just go ahead and try to make some time between me and Jerry. But I got another penalty at Radillon, so that kind of put me back some time. But yeah, all in all, pretty good.
I thought you drove a brilliant race, certainly in that final stint anyway. And yeah, to come out behind Crow, overtaking for that second place in Silver Cup, it must be quite a good feeling.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. And it brings a little bit more confidence, given the fact that I haven't really gotten that well of a result in the Japan Championship. So just kind of competing on everybody's level, and just having some sort of competition just brings out more exciting race and makes the podium a lot more sweeter. So
yeah, well, amazing job today, and I hope that you have an excellent race tomorrow in the final round of the All Japan Championship.
Yeah.
I know the Group 2 cars are much harder to control, so I wouldn't worry too much about whatever's happening there. And when we go back into the GR3s, yeah, I look forward to seeing you compete tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you compete in the future. And yeah, well done on today.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate the whole stream. You guys have done a fantastic job as well. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow's race. You're gonna be joining as well, right? I believe.
I'm actually not racing at Suzuka tomorrow because I'm in a team versus team race at the Nürburgring 24-hour. So yeah.
All right then. So I guess I'll see you next time when we're on the track.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm driving during the stream, so I'll probably watch the stream for a bit. But
Okay.
yeah, excellent performance today, and I'll see you in the Flashback Championships.
Sounds good. Perfect. See you.
See you, La Bomba.
Right, I'm back.
Savaloy's back. Who have we got? Who would like to be interviewed? We've got
who's next?
Finish. I think Finish is the last driver. He's the last driver.
Literally the last driver. No.
So Finish, you came, what was it, 7th overall?
Yeah,
How do you feel about that result?
Well, gained a few positions. It was kind of a boring race at the end. Somehow I picked up a lot of pace and got very consistent. Got punted in like lap 50, I believe, by Internal. I can't remember exactly. But right by the last corner, he just kind of hit me, and I got damaged both pitted, so I could have had a chance for 6th place against Jerry. But
Who was it that hit you?
internal was it? Canadian who?
Oh, lateral.
Internal.
Yeah, internal, lateral. Just yeah, my bad. But lateral, yeah.
It's a good name for him. Maybe we should start calling him that.
Yeah, but he hit me in the end. No biggie though. So.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, you talked about racing against Cro-Magnon when we had you at halftime, and you got him. So that must have been pretty good for you, a good feeling for you.
Well, I'd say that's a positive. I was like, I was going on back and forth thinking like, is he gonna pit or is he gonna? Because like his time was dropping a lot. So I was like, okay, I'm gaining, and then I realized on the straight I'm going a lot faster. So he was saving fuel, but I was expecting him to pit instead of doing that. So I was picking up pace on that. So yeah, it's nice to like pass him and gain a position, but I wish I had a bit of a battle with him at the end.
Well, I think. Oh,
my bad.
That's okay. It's one thing you didn't have the battle on track with Cro-Magnon, but were there any battles for you throughout the race that did whet your appetite, so to speak?
Bamba, yeah, Bamba, La Bamba Negra. We were battling in the beginning, and then midway as well, after a few pit stops. So I'd say we had a good battle.
Awesome stuff. Well, Finish, thank you very much for joining us for the interviews today, and I'm sure I'll see you on track again very soon.
Yeah, I'll see you guys out on track again, and thank you for inviting me.
No problem at all.
Indeed. Well, I munched this Mars bar. Sorry,
I think it's no. I think it's time to end the stream there. To be honest.
Oh, you interviewed all of them.
Yeah, so I've interviewed Chromedix, Robocopy. These are the last two on the party. So yeah, I think we're good.
I just want to say thank you for the race and for the organization and everything. For the broadcast.
No problem.
No problem at all, Chromedix. And congratulations once more on your race victory.
Thank you.
So is that it? So you've interviewed all of them while I was smashing some plates downstairs in the kitchen. Lovely. So yeah, that's been the end of the stream. Hope everyone has enjoyed it for watching this 2.4 hours of Spa. Again, I've been mySavaloy. Massive thank you to Rascal for commentating with me. And
my pleasure.
And hopefully you do us a job for ARC in the team versus team, and we will keep an eye out on Venom to see if he can do a job at Suzuka tomorrow. It's that's going to be on the stream on the ARC channel, I think, as well. Tomorrow will be the finale at the All Japan Championship. It's Darth versus Inman, if he's going to be there or not, or who's going to replace for Inman's team, because there's only 2 points separating them two going into the finale. So yeah, that we'll just leave it at that. I've completely forgot what I was going to say. I'm just going to check the score. We're still 2-0 down. Fucking rubbish. But anyways, that has been the end. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I've been Savaloy.
And I'm LaRascal.
And we will see you again. Well, I will see you tomorrow with Kobu in the booth, and then I think we're going to be in the booth again next Friday for the flashback series, are we?
Is it on Friday?
Yeah. Sorry, Sunday. Is it Sunday?
I guess so. Yeah, sure.
Oh, well, there you go then. So that's it. We'll see you all, and goodbye.